Yo, 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 yo. Hello, hello. I don't have any music. 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 Hello, 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 hello. Good to see you. Good to see you. What a fucked up day, bro. What a fucked up day. I don't know how. I don't even know how I want to approach this. Am I muted still? Can you hear me? No music made me feel too terrible. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. It just felt weird because I want to talk. I almost recorded this offline, but I figure I'll just do it. This Trump guy really wants you to make a clip. Dude, I will say, just if, all this aside, if you just zoom out a little bit and we're a little more, what an insane fucking month for me to like say, I think I could just take a break. Like there's gonna be no news. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's like a legitimately depressing week news-wise in every day. Has there been a month in the past without crazy news? A month? I mean, there's something every month, right? But I'm not kidding. I think I'm exaggerating. This is like the most insane first 8 days of January. I feel like I don't know. I mean, I guess last year it was fires. I don't know, man. But this feels, I've been feeling different. But I also need to like collect my thoughts. Maybe Trump was sad you weren't streaming as much, so you need to make some noise. That's what I've heard. I've heard that I'm responsible. How are you feeling health-wise? So, I mean, that's a funny divergence, right? I do feel great health-wise. I mean, I haven't made insane progress, but like I haven't, I hit the ground running and I haven't stopped every day. And I do feel a lot better. I'm down some pounds. I mean, already, I feel like good. I feel I'm eating healthy. I'm sleeping good. So your health's off to a good start. Did my stuff today, but yeah, fucking crazy. Are you still the fattest person Lud knows? Probably, at least the way he tells it. Do you think there's a correlation between your health and the health of the country? I do like that you guys can still make me laugh. I did not think I would laugh when I opened this stream. I was like kind of serious. I just made a couple slides and I want to talk about it. Are you implying that I need to be unhealthy to help the country out? That's what you think. That the more I work out, the worse things will get. And if I end up like Brendan Fraser in The Whale, then the world will be a utopia. Things were beast when you were a league-addicted college student. Were they beast? It was like the great financial crisis. They were beast, bro. If anything, I don't think they were beast. Okay, so here's a question. I'll just do this part first because I want to talk about the Minnesota thing, and then I think it'll feel weird if after the Minnesota thing I talk about my fucking TurboTax thing. This guy's asking, hey, I got a W-2 in the mail today. You got any recommendations to where I should go to get a tax return? All right, look, if you guys don't know, if you're a little catch up, we did a TurboTax ad on Lemonade Stand. I would like to apologize for doing that. I have donated my share of that, and we are canceling the rest of the sponsorship. I'll just say it. Okay, I'm sorry. That was not a good ad. And let me explain to you the process. And I hope you'll understand that it was more out of my laziness than anything else. Okay? I think the Vox team is great. I know some of you are like super scared or hater of Vox. I think they have a really nice team. They're nice people. And they asked us up front. We sat down in a room on things we want to be restrictive of. Like what ads we want to avoid. And I gave them a list. I was like, I don't want any crypto. I don't want any gambling. I don't want anything that's going to like scamaz you or anything that's like an investment with a high risk. I don't want, I told them the things that I was like afraid of. And I was like, here's the things I'd like. I'd love a candy ad. Because I eat a lot of candy. I love ads about finasteride because my hairline's going. I said, all this shit. That's what I said. All right. And then I kind of just left it. Because I don't fucking check the Slack. I don't follow up on the thing. I'm not. Okay. And so there's this Asana board where they put in the ads as they're like pitching them, and then it gets moved to approve. The only person that ever touches that is Aiden. And Aiden, and here's the thing I want to say. Aiden and Doug have never talked about TurboTax. It's not a problem for them. They don't care. Like, as far as Aiden's concerned, this is within his worldview, which is totally fine. No, we're not playing games. It's in the opposite. And so, but by the way, actually, there's a third thing. Before you even say anything about Aiden, the unique kind of lucky factor of this is that, in fact, none of us moved it to approve. This was apparently slipped through the cracks. Apparently, this is an accident. Apparently, nobody approved this, and so we got to cancel it. We got to go back and say, hey, we didn't approve this, and it's canceled. So we got out of this one. But I also want to say this. I fully understand on TurboTax. I mean, listen, I'm more than the average company, I've been critical of TurboTax. And I did not feel comfortable doing the ad even when I was saying it. And I did like 8 takes where I kind of made fun of it and they used none of them. Okay. And I just fucking, I get it. I get it if you're mad about that. But I also want to say this. There's 4 employees plus 3 hosts. Doug has never said shit about something like this. Aiden has never said shit about something like this. It's only me. And we kind of opened it. We had a meeting today. And I was like, guys, I got to warn you. If you open up companies by market cap and go down this list, I have talked shit about 98 of 100. There's not a company on here that you can't find a clip. Like, I personally would have no problem doing an NVIDIA ad, but I also have videos where I've talked shit on NVIDIA or like on pricing or on, I would have no problem doing the ad, but I understand that is the case. I've talked shit on Microsoft, on Apple, maybe TSMC. If we can get a TSMC ad, we might be okay. But like, I wouldn't mind doing the Meta Ray-Bans ad if that came along. But I've also talked shit on Facebook. I think TurboTax, to me, is too egregious, too far. And I just was not paying attention to this fucking Asana board and didn't follow up on it. And we will be canceling it. I'll be donating my share. But I would like, if you're just a Big A viewer, because I know I'm bringing a lot of Big A viewers to the pod, but I think based on the rules I outlined, which is like no scams, has to be a product we would actually consider using, like really using. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand that you can find a clip of me talking shit about Amazon, because I have made things critical about Amazon. But if like we got an Audible sponsorship, I think it pays for the 4 employees in the, you know what I'm saying? I think that's a reasonable stance to take. And I can't have my clip history be the designation for everything they choose to do. Like, Doug has no problem with doing an Audible ad, and I don't think he should have to. Okay? I think TurboTax is different. We had the meeting today, struck it down, it's out. But I hope people can come back to what I'm saying now, because inevitably, here's an example. I think they're trying to get us like I don't even want to say the brand. I guess like a ChatGPT or a Gemini or a Perplexity or something. They want to get us like a sponsor in one of these things that we use occasionally. And I feel like you're going to find a clip of me saying something, but it's like that. Why I got to make sure that do you know what I'm saying? It feels uncomfortable to be the person whose entire history is used to throw down everyone else's. And the reason I'll donate my share every time. I don't care. I know people are acting like I did this for the great wealth it would bring me. The headache is not worth it. I really like the Vox team and the guests they're bringing us. It's like, I have no way to get Andrew Ross Sorkin. I couldn't get him. I tried myself. I couldn't do it. They got me the connection. So I like that. And they're nice to work with, and they respond to what we're saying. So this is my stance on this. I do fully understand around TurboTax, and I just want to personally apologize. It was me. It was my laziness, honestly. I just assumed that, the thing was in front of me, and I should fucking check the Asana. Okay, that's, anyway, long story short, if you want me to boil it down to one sentence, I think we can all agree it was Aiden's fault. And he should receive all of your blame. No, and here's the thing. Here's why I felt so bad is because, I'm sort of been off the grid a little bit. Like I'm walking around doing my workout. I'm feeling good. And Aiden is literally pulling his hair out. He's like, he reads every fucking message. He's in the Discord. He's responding. He's losing his mind. Like he's melting down on this. And it's not fair because it's totally within his worldview and I think to take this ad. It's totally fine for him. I don't like, it's not anyway. So, okay. That's my stance. Anyway, is there anything I can answer any other questions on? I want to make sure like I got my point across on this, and then I will. I want to talk about the ICE thing because I think that's. I know there's every like few months there's another, even few months every fucking week there's a new big thing that is dividing people, and there's a constant war. But I truly feel like this is kind of different. I think it's different. I kind of want to explain why, and I want to go into it, and I want to. I want to get my thoughts on it, but I will. Anyway, I'll answer any questions about the Turbotax thing. Can the kids in the class on Overstrikes bag get a quick overview of why? It's not that the product itself is like, I mean, actually it is. Actually, I'm not getting no defense. The reason Turbotax is that I've called it bad in the past and why I believe I shouldn't have done this ad is because Turbotax is a massive, massive lobbyer to prevent direct file, which most countries have. So most countries have a direct file option where you can file for free. But Turbotax, because it is in their benefit. Now, I think of most corporations. You guys ever heard the parable of the scorpion and the frog? You know, where the scorpion's crossing the river on the frog, and then he stings him, and the frog's like, "Why are you gonna do that? We're both gonna drown." And the scorpion's like, "That's just, I'm a scorpion, bro." I do think on some level, by the way, I think Turbotax is egregious, but I think on some level, all corporations are like that in terms of they're scorpions, bro. They're all trying to do it. And so, especially over the past few years, I have redirected my ire towards the politicians that enable it because they are all trying. You know, I'm saying, like saying this one's greedy, but the people that are like, oh, Steam is based with a 90% market share, but Adobe's evil with a 62%. It's like they're both trying to make money. They have different PR strategies that are better or worse, but they're all trying to make money. It's like the point is whether or not our government is allowing it and letting it fester or putting a foot down. And I think like we had direct file and then Trump nixed it. He cut the IRS funding and he cut direct file. So I'm annoyed that they lobbied, but I'm more annoyed at the people that just give into it. You can just not do that. You can just say no. Of course they're going to want to get rid of direct file. You just say no. So anyway, that's not an excuse for doing the ad. And I'm not going to do, we're getting rid of the ad, but this was direct file was cut recently as a choice by the government. Okay. So that's my fucking answer. All right. And, I get this parts of the service direction from editors. So there's a thing, there's a funny, there's a funny thing that is stuck in my head. All right. Wonder if I can find it. Cause it really does. Oh, maybe I won't be able to find it. I don't think. I won't be able to find it. It doesn't even matter. So is that a no on the Palantir offer I sent you? I find that to be, I know you're joking, but some people are like, what's next? Are they going to do DraftKings? It's like, no, we had hard and fast rules. They haven't crossed. They just did what we asked. We just said rules. We said we want, blue chip, bigger companies, safe, no scams, and they went and got that. And then now I have to be like, actually, guys, I'm sorry, I didn't see this in Asana. I actually have 17 videos shooting on TurboTax. And now, like, okay, just to be real, I just want to give you the context. It's like now I have to be the guy who goes in the meeting and says, like, okay, these 4 employees, whether it's the editor or the translator we're hiring, or the person handling legal, they make less money. Like they don't get money, right? And it's because of my past videos, and it's all right, fine. It's like that's part of the show, and I think I should do this, and I think it's fine. But I'm just telling you that, like, if it's something like Audible or something, I would appreciate if you would understand that it's not just my show, especially if you're a big A viewer, and not just I've criticized so many. I've criticized every fucking company on something. Okay. Um, Get Crypto Shark Tank to sponsor. If they had any money. If they had any money. But yeah, anyway, I do think TurboTax is different, and I appreciate people saying that, especially the ones that said it in good faith. It's always a balance, and I got to understand that some people are good faith and some are not. I can't lump them all in. But we're getting rid of it. It's gone. And you know what? What a load off my mind, honestly, because I think they wanted to renew through tax season. That probably would have been 18 TurboTax episodes. I'm not kidding. It probably would have been like 18 in a row, dude. And it was, oh my God. I fucking, how's that? I don't care what amount of money is worth that headache. It stays in the current episode. Listen, there's someone on legal working on it, seeing what we got to do and can't do, but we made our opinion known, and that's that. Okay. Okay. Now, can I talk about Minnesota? Is there anything else I want to say? Workout stream. Oh, guys. Yeah, I mean, okay, just a little breather. Just let me fucking chill. Let me get into the zone. I'm stressed. I'm a little stressed, dude. I've been pacing around, been watching this news, been reading like just some vile takes, man. It's like it's poisoning my brain. Maybe it's because I think when I was in the poison every day, it didn't hurt as much. Yeah, I feel like taking a break from the poison makes you be like, oh, it's gross. It hurts I lost my immunity. Here, one second. I'm on my nose. I get water. Sorry, I went to go cash my TurboTax check and buy a Ferrari. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, Ryu, thank you for the gifties. I appreciate it. I can allow the TurboTax ad, but I draw the line at supporting Ferrari. I mean, I have a video where I've criticized Ferrari. Like, if we did a Ferrari ad, someone could find a clip of me talking shit on Ferrari and then be like, ooh, interesting. Like, all right, well, it's just my options are limited, bro. I read every business news. Okay. Normal stuff before I talk about Minnesota. Health stream. Some of you watched it. My understanding is the audio was dog shit, but with a little bit of tweaks, it could be fun. Could be real fun. I think it'll be fun. I think it's a fun time. I think the vibe could be good, and I'm doing that every day. So I'd like to be able to like talk about stuff, do a little stream. It would be cool. There could be some charm to it. I felt like Charlie Kirk watching. I have no idea what that means. I don't even want to dig into that. Maybe even a basketball stream where I just get posterized by fucking Aiden or something, who's like a willowy 140-pound 7-foot man. Maybe that. What else? Is there a new stream segment? No, I did a live stream at the gym. I basically worked at it. There's like a warehouse gym that nobody's in, so it's just me, and I could just like at my own pace talk to chat and work out. And I'm lifting fucking low weights and I'm out of shape, and so everyone can call me a lol cow, which chat loves to do. And I'm like out of breath, and we can talk, and it's like I think the vibe is good, and then it's actually better for me because working out alone in a warehouse for an hour 10, not that fun. Not that fun. Like I actually prefer talking, like bantering with chat a little bit. It's not. Turn every part of your life into content. It's great for your mental health. I'm not worried about crossing that. I'm not worried about crossing that. If anything, you know what I did yesterday was 1 hour of streaming at the gym. The rest of my day was completely about me, and it was very relaxed. That was great. I spent a lot of time with people. I hung out with dude. Actually, I think real friends are overrated. I'll say it. Real friends are overrated. You guys call me fat and were funny. You know what I did I hung out with Nick from the yard. All he did was sit me down and say, watch this, and try to do a trick shot in Modern Warfare 2 for like an hour. I'm not kidding. He like this thing where he jumps and bounces on the crate and spins around and shoots. He couldn't get it. He kept doing it, dying, couldn't get it, kept doing it. He's like, wait, I got it. And I was like, bro, I can't. This is crazy. By the way, he kept getting killed by somebody who's still playing that game in 2026 with the clan tag fucking ICE. It's insane. It's like, what are you even doing playing this game? So anyway, I'd say real friends are overrated. That's what I would say. There was nothing special about that moment that I couldn't have monetized for content. I hope you know that when I call you a fat lol cow, I have never been to a gym in a consistent schedule and I'm a string beam, just some food for thought. It sounds like you need food for your belly. You should stop eating thought food and start eating real food, bro. I appreciate that. I'm actually not seriously hurt by being called a fat lol. I don't know if you know this, but people have been calling me bald and glizzy fingered for more years than some of you have been alive. It feels like I actually have a thick skin on that. Chat controlled treadmill would be fun with speed limits. How would that be fun? You guys would kill me. It's not like chat would like slowly ramp it up for the content. They would go as high as they could, as fast as they could until I fell down and hurt myself. That's 100% what you would do. I wonder if Doug could code up something. It would be interesting if it was like a treadmill-a-thon or something where it's like walking speed, but a sub speeds it up, but then it trickles down over time. So that could be interesting. That's something. That's not crazy. That way I wouldn't. But let me not sign up Doug's time. Hey, Doug, I just signed you up based on my chat to make me content. I can't. I don't think that's. I don't think that's. Or Otto. If Otto's around, I'll talk to Otto maybe. Vibe code it. I've only successfully vibe coded one thing, and it was my daily planner, and it's great. I am a bit of like a Bill Gates. I'm a coding genius. I feel like I'm in Silicon Valley, and my fingers are crackling up the new future of tech. Hello World's the only thing I can vibe code. Hacker Man's. My grandma does more push-ups than you, and she's dead. I can hear the casket lid rattling in the backyard. You have your grandma in an open air casket in the backyard? Like not buried? You just throw the coffin out there? Are you sure she's dead? Maybe she's trying to get out. Clock your ass. Hey, Ryu, thank you for the gift. Did you have a message? Am I missing a message here? First time catching you live. Been watching some old videos of you on YouTube, including Shark Tank. Fun times. I love Shark Tank. Very, very fun to watch. Very, very fun to watch. Maybe we'll do it again sometime soon. My wife Zoe's been working out more consistently than me lately, and I would like it if you yelled my appreciation and pride for her dedication on my behalf. Zoe, you're stronger than this guy. Can you just lay down the law? Do you know what I'm saying? Can you lay down the law? Let him know. You should challenge Magnus to a fitness competition at the end of the year. When you say Magnus, do you mean Carlson or Mippo? Bear in mind, neither one. Both. Both. 1v2. All right, I will. That'll really motivate me. That'll really motivate me. When are you going to start boxing? I don't think I'd want to box. I'm not married yet, but can you give me a clip that I can use for later of you saying my wife is the asshole? Being in an argument with your significant other and then pulling up an Atrioc clip you had pre-recorded. Sorry. Sorry, sweetie, but you're the asshole. Dude, that's kind of, I mean... Okay, this is like when we were dating, but sometimes when Ari and I, we've been dating, Ari and I dated a long time and now we're married for 3 years. When we were dating and sometimes when we'd argue, she would come back after the argument and be like, well, my mom said. She would like text the details of the fight to her mom and their mom would agree with her. And it's like, well, I understand that your mom is going to take your side. It's like, I understand. Like, that's not that you haven't swayed me with a great. But a streamer would be different. A streamer, I think, would be a real. Future counseling will just be pitting two AIs arguing your point until one backs down. Dude, you're joking a little bit. Don't you guys feel? That's what I was feeling when I was reading some of the discourse about this ICE thing. It's like, because, like if I were to tell you that, what's something that's like, I'm trying to think of a good example. even something silly. Like if I were to tell you that pineapple on pizza is really good, right? You could go to ChatGPT and say, like, give me a good argument why pineapple pizza is not good, right? And then it would write it up for you, and then you'd post it. And then I can give that to ChatGPT and say, construct a counter argument on why it is good. And then I post that. And then you copy paste it, and people are doing this right now, but for real life shit. So no matter what their stupid starting opinion is, they can always get an argument that sounds coherent, even if it is not, like, there's no base truth to it for everything. And so people are, it's like you're even more forced into keeping your beliefs. You don't change your beliefs because it will always give you something that sounds right for whatever you believe. You could be like, I think, Joe Biden is in cahoot with aliens to deliver the vaccine straight to my. It's like it'll give you an argument, be like, there's a lot of credible evidence that. It's like, or you know what I'm saying? Like Grok will generate your whatever point. It'll argue both sides equally. Doesn't matter. It never goes like, oh well, this one's wrong. It just, and I think it's a real problem. I do think it's a real problem. I don't have a solution, by the way. I don't. I started a new quarter, and one of my classes is 100% ChatGPT. People in class don't even hide ChatGPT on their laptop. Doesn't it feel like we're at a bit of a tipping point, bro? All over society. We're at a bit of a tipping point. People just don't care. They're just not. They're not even bothering anymore. Tiller, thank you for the 40 months. What is this? When we get to that point where that works well, we'll have to evolve as a species. The thing we desperately need is in-language translation, so what person X is truly understood by person Y. In-language translation. It would be interesting. People, like, I think so much of political discussion comes down to two people with different value systems, assuming the other person has the same value system. So they just talk past each other. And it would be interesting if, like, you said something and then it translates that into their their value system and then says it in a way they might actually understand. That could be an interesting use case, I guess. But overall, I do think it's negative. I think it's right now it's fuel for no one to ever have to even remotely change their belief. I just had a meeting with senior leadership at a major company as an engineer, and they want everything vibe coded. Well, they should hire me. I'm a great engineer. I've vibe coded one thing. I'm ahead of the game. People who have coded real projects their whole lives, they're not quite as up to date on vibe coding as me. This is my first Big A Clips channel stream. Why can't I 1.5 times X speed it? Feel Backlash. I appreciate you. I appreciate you watching my Big A Clips content. It's going to surprise you, but I have heard this before. In fact, you might think you've come up with something like a really clever intro, but almost 1 out of every 3 people who comes from the channel says the same joke. So it's like for now, like 2 years. So I'm just, I'm not gonna ban you right now. I'm just saying, like, okay. Listen, let's talk about Minnesota. Let's talk about Minnesota. And I don't even, guys. This literally might just be for stream. My editors are on break, bro. This might not be a clip. Or I'll have to edit it myself. I would like to start. Look, I think it's good to catch everybody up. I'd like everyone to watch this video. Just to start this out.
On
major news in Minnesota, I would like you to watch this video to begin. It's only a few minutes long. It's short. I think it is a really good way to begin.
On Wednesday, in Minneapolis, a federal agent fatally shot a motorist, 37-year-old Renee Nicole Good. Trump administration officials said these were, quote, defensive shots, fired because the officer was being run over.
And a woman attacked them and those surrounding them and attempted to run them over.
But our analysis of bystander footage, filmed from different angles, appears to show the agent was not in the path of the victim's SUV when he fired 3 shots at close range. Here's how events unfolded. Moments before the shooting, the victim's maroon SUV.
Just to pause and give you context, this is from the New York Times. This is their best analysis using multiple video angles.
Is stopped in the middle of the street. Multiple unmarked federal vehicles are idling nearby. Secretary Noem alleged the motorist, quote, was blocking the officers in. Bystanders are blowing whistles and yelling at federal agents.
Go home to Texas!
Then, federal vehicles start moving toward the maroon SUV, with sirens and lights blaring. A federal agent films the scene on his phone. The driver rolls forward slightly, turning left, then stops and waves for others to go ahead. 2 agents exit this silver pickup and walk toward the vehicle. Moments later, shots are fired. Let's look at the scene again more closely. This is the agent who shoots the driver. He walks around the car filming and disappears from view. Other agents pull up and order the driver to exit her vehicle. One of them grabs at the door handle and reaches inside. The SUV reverses, then turns right, apparently attempting to leave. At the same time, the agent filming crosses toward the left of the vehicle and grabs his gun. He opens fire on the motorist and continues shooting as she drives past. The moment the agent fires, he is standing here, to the left of the SUV, and the wheels are pointing to the right, away from the agent. This appears to conflict with allegations that the SUV was ramming or about to ram the officer. President Trump and others said the federal agent was hit by the SUV, often pointing to another video filmed from a different angle. And it's true that at this moment in this grainy low-resolution footage, it does look like the agent is being struck by the SUV. But when we synchronize it with the first clip, we can see the agent is not being run over. In fact, his feet are positioned away from the SUV. The SUV crashes into a white car parked down the road. A bystander runs toward the collision.
Then this part.
The federal agents on scene do not appear to rush to provide emergency medical care. Eventually, the agent who shot the motorist approaches the vehicle. Seconds later, he turns back around and tells his colleagues to call 911.
Shame! You shot someone! You shot someone!
Agents block several bystanders who attempt to provide medical care, including one who identifies himself as a physician.
I go check a pulse!
No!
This is
Back
fucking...
up! Now!
I'm a physician!
I don't care!
At the same time, several agents, including the agent who opened fire, get in their vehicles and drive off, apparently altering the active crime scene.
Okay. I think that video makes it so clear that what happened was not the normal course of business for what this officer should have been doing. This is so obviously a murder. This is so obviously the person with the guns acting outside of the realm of what they are supposed to be doing. And it's very frustrating to me to see people deny like the basic reality I'm seeing with my eyes from multiple angles, from multiple sources. That I don't know how to say it clear. So I want to go through. And when I say people, I'm really not just talking about random fucking people on Twitter or bots. There was two things that happened after this action. Okay? First, Christy Nome comes out and says this was an act. This right here. Again, watch it again and listen with the sound. This woman, mother of 3, kid stuffed animal in the car, just dropped her kid off at school, 6-year-old, has stickers on the back of her car. This woman is committing an act of domestic terrorism. First, waving the car by with her hand. Then saying, I'm pulling out. Then screamed at by masked men with guns.
No! No!
Then clearly fleeing. Clearly, the idea that she broke bad and is attempting to run over and kill the officers is insane. She is clearly trying to flee. Then he kills her.
Oh, shame!
There is no, I can't imagine not seeing this a different way. I think this is a fucking pure Rorschach test. I don't understand people taking this a different way. So look, she calls it domestic terrorism. Then Trump said she violently, willfully, and viciously ran over the ICE officer. There is no way you could watch that video and say that what she was doing was violently, willfully, and viciously trying to kill this ICE officer. It's an insane thing to say. It's insane. He even said it's hard to believe the ICE officer is alive, but he's now recovering in the hospital. I want you to juxtapose that quote from Trump over the actual footage of this officer casually strolling away from the murder. There is no way you cannot see this as a lie. There's no way. This is demonic. So then this woman comes out and says our officer followed his training and did exactly what he was taught to do. And I looked into this. There is absolutely no way that is true. ICE officers are trained to never approach a vehicle from the front, which this guy did. Now, there's a lot of brand new rookie ICE officers who are getting thrown in with almost no training, but this guy, it turns out, was from since 2016. So he's a veteran. He would know never to approach a vehicle from the front. 90-degree angle. They're also instructed not to shoot at a moving vehicle. Okay? Firing at a vehicle will not make it stop moving in your direction. So even all things aside, it's not even smart. It doesn't stop it. Okay? The best thing to do is get out of the way. By the way, once she's shot and killed, the vehicle rolls to the right, far away, proving, again, that it was not even moving in the officer's direction. Then she said,
You know, people need to stop using their vehicles as weapons. This domestic act of terrorism to use your vehicle to try to kill law enforcement officers is going to stop. And I'm asking the Department of Justice to prosecute it as domestic terrorism because it's clear that it's being coordinated. People are being trained and told how to use their vehicles to impede law.
This is fucking insane. The idea that she was a domestic terrorist trained to use her vehicle and not a scared mother of 3 is fucking crazy, bro. This is her fucking glove box. It's fucking crazy. So you look at the shots. The first shot, you can look at his feet, dude. You can see him right here. He's able to get out of the way of this car, which is the number one priority. Deadly force may not be used solely to prevent the escape. If you think the subject is just escaping, you can't use deadly force. Running from the cops is not reason enough to use deadly force. You can only use it if no other reasonable means of defense appear to exist, which includes moving out of the path of the vehicle, which he already did. He can and did move out of the path of the vehicle. The first shot, he's already out of the way. But by the third shot, it is fucking crazy. That is a kill shot into a fucking mother's car. Fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. The shots 1 and 2 could only be justified if no safe avenue of retreat existed. Shot 3, there is only would work. I'm sorry. The deadly force is only justified while the threat is ongoing. So even if you somehow thought shot 1 and 2 were fucking there, shot 3, he's out of immediate danger. There's no fucking way to justify it. There's just no way. And all this reporting I'm doing right here, not only the New York Times, this comes from the Washington Post. This is from a fucking magazine or a paper that is owned by Jeff Bezos, who has donated millions of dollars to Trump. What I'm saying is, it's not even about your fucking politics. Anyone with eyes can see that this guy crossed the line. This officer needs to face punishment. This guy, Marine Corps veteran, if you are the guys with guns, you are responsible for the situation. Doubly so if you outnumber the person. There has to be a higher standard for the people in masks with guns that have been trained than the mom in the car. And I talk about this a lot. I try to get points across to people that have different values than me. Okay? I understand people are often talking past each other. Some people value certain things differently. Okay? But if you are somebody who feels like you have a fucking "don't tread on me" bumper sticker, I don't see how you've suddenly gone from this to supporting a masked militia of the government killing people. I don't get it. People like this guy's saying, if ICE is doing a raid in my neighborhood, leaving the safety of my own home she was a mile from home. Even if I had to leave for work, I would drive in the opposite direction. The idea that your argument is that people should feel like they have to cower in the safety of their homes if there's ever a federal agent in their neighborhood is fucking crazy. I don't understand how this is an argument. This guy, I'm trying to find sources that will get people to understand, even if you're not ideologically aligned with me. This guy right here, Greg Nunziata. Greg Nunziata was the general counsel and domestic policy advisor to fucking Marco Rubio. He's a Senate Republican Policy Committee. He's executive director for the Senate. He is Republican as it gets, bro. This guy is saying, I've watched the videos and the reflexive defense of it is grotesque. I don't understand where people are looking at his footage and coming up with these entirely insane conclusions that this guy should just walk off scot-free, that he should shoot 3 rounds into a mom's car. It's crazy. The fucking Libertarian Party of Louisiana is saying that the shit for police state. Fucking 4chan is calling this shit out. I don't get it. Like, where is it just, who are the people defending this? And then I got fucking the vice president of the country I live in going on fucking the news and saying,
the precedent here is very simple. You have a federal law enforcement official engaging in federal law enforcement action. That's a federal issue. That guy is protected by absolute immunity. He's
saying that this officer has absolute immunity. What the fuck are you talking about? The reason we have these rules is because they apply to the officers. When you have the monopoly on violence, which the state does, they are the ones that are allowed to have guns, to physically arrest you, and in some cases kill you. You have to have rules and accountability, or it's a fucking thug owned by someone in power. There has to be rules and accountability. Of course there does. And especially in the past year and a half, ICE has gone from being already I think a problematic organization, but the masking is new. So now we have a rise of masked officers, which, by the way, has led to a lot of fake ICE doing robberies. The idea that there's just no accountability. They can wear plain clothes or have a mask and they can kill people, and then the vice president will say they have absolute immunity is not a reasonable path for America. I don't care what politics side you're on. You have to agree that is not the right direction to go. And as I'm saying this, as I'm making these fucking slides a few hours ago and feeling like shit, during this time, 2 more people get shot in Portland. The FBI tweets this out and then deletes it. How is this normal? It's like I don't know. I just find it so frustrating that people, they can't even listen. Even if we disagree on immigration, the idea that there can't be any ICE officer who went too far. That there's not one fucking guy who didn't follow the training. That this guy can't suffer some consequences for killing a woman. That's the bare minimum. Trump had an interview that came out today that kind of like pulls this back into perspective for me. They did a wide-ranging interview with the NYT today, 3-hour-long interview. And they asked him, are there any limits on your global powers? He said, yeah, there's one thing, my own morality, my own mind. That is not the country of the United States. That is not what the Constitution says. That's not what anything says. There's no precedent for a president saying the only thing that I decide is my own morality and my own mind. It's the only thing that can stop me. This has to change. So 2026 is an important year. And that's why I'm bringing this up. Trump has said, if we don't win the midterms, referring to Republicans, he'll get impeached. That's what he said. Now, I don't know if that impeachment will go anywhere, but it'll mean he has less power. He'll be a lame duck. Okay? And he has floated. He said it as a joke, but he often starts things as jokes. Canceling 2026 election.
Policy, we have to even run against these people. Now, I won't say cancel the election. They should cancel the election because the fake news will say, he wants the elections canceled. He's a dictator. They always call me a dictator.
I just want to repeat that sentence.
These people. Now, I won't say cancel the election. They should cancel the election because the fake news will say,
I won't say cancel the election because then the fake news will say he wants to cancel the election. He's a dictator. Why would that be fake? If you said it and then they reported on it, why would that be fake? But he is clearly understanding. All the polling is underwater. Despite some people defending this, this is not fucking popular. There is no shot that the average American, even the ones that were like supportive of Trump and immigration, are supportive of mass people coming in and shooting mothers in their fucking SUV. No shot. So as the midterms approach, this is getting scarier for him and people that have supported him. And they're floating things like canceling the election. And they're also simultaneously, right now, doing a lot of some underhanded stuff like mass voter roll purges in red states. Things that make it like, so you thought you were registered and then suddenly you find out when it's time to actually do your poll that you're not registered. Okay? They're having these use it or lose it voting laws where if you haven't voted in some elections, they'll just cancel your registration and then you'll show up. And they say it's routine voter roll maintenance, but it's not. So I want to end this video by saying, I can't, if you have a similar, in some way, value system to me and you can't stomach this, if this is not something you feel like is the right direction for the fucking country, then I actually sincerely encourage you to go to vote.gov and register to vote. It has a, like, these midterms are important. And I think you should check to make sure you're registered because they're unregistering people. And I like, the direction of these midterms is going to have serious consequences. It's important. And there is a chance to make him a lame duck on some of this policy, but only if it's like a real mandate here. So I'm just bringing this up. This is like this midterm. I do feel at this direction is like one of the last peaceful ways to make change. That's what I honestly feel. I know it sounds alarmist, but it's what I honestly feel. And so I'm encouraging that. And I also want to say, I'm a person. Listen, if you disagree with me on fucking tariffs, or you disagree with me on, there's a lot of things you can disagree with me on, and I am often willing to find common ground or intellectually listen to what you're saying and try to figure it out. But this tweet from Paul Graham kind of stuck with me. This situation, I feel like has been a real Rorschach test of character. I can't imagine if you've watched the videos coming away with the idea that he should suffer no consequences. What he did was okay. That is how an officer of the law should behave. I don't understand. I don't understand that. That's not a bridge I can cross. And if you do think that way, I sincerely urge you to reconsider. It's not going to lead to a good direction for this country. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. And I apologize for getting a little emotional in the middle. It's not something I want to be doing on stream, obviously. This is just, I don't know. Maybe I've been offline a week, but it just pissed me off today. Okay, that's it. I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's like I looked at the training days. They're cutting the number of training days they have to do for ICE agents, and they're jacking up the amount they can make in a time of a recession, or like at least a bottom end of the K recession. So like you're getting desperate people who need the money forced in, no training, and then put into these volatile situations. And the idea that they all have like absolute immunity is a recipe for murder and just disaster, of course. Anyway, it's annoying. It's annoying to do this in January. I'm sorry. I just, I didn't even, I wanted to not be doing anything but a few games and fucking working out. That's all I want to do this month. And I just can't. I just can't not say something about this. It's 1 week. 1 week into the fucking, it feels like it's been a month. Can you do Scandal for the vibes? Following up 40 slides about someone getting murdered with a fucking Scandal. Let me blow my nose real quick. I look like shit. Give me 1 second. Anyway, dude, it's weird because I don't know if it's like extra. I don't know. It just made me think of my own mom. It made me think of my wife, who might be a mom in 3. You know what it's like? It just made me think of it, and it's like she fucking honks at ICE or something, and it's like insane. It's like I don't know. I don't know. Oh, my nose is still dirty. Well, I wear these nose strips when I sleep to pull the nose apart, and it always leaves like a fucking sticker on there. When are midterms and how do we vote? Go to vote.gov. Make sure you're registered. Midterms are later this year, like fall of this year. There's going to be primaries. There are Republicans who have spoken out against this, by the way. You can, if you are fucking diehard, but just do not vote for someone who's defending this. That's my fucking plea. If you have any, it's like, it's insane. And I can't imagine getting up on that fucking stage for press conference and just being like, yeah, this is chill. Dude, do you know what's fucking crazy? Even fucking this guy, Tom Homan, the fucking border czar acting ICE director, even this guy, refused to defend him. He just said, we'll wait for the full investigation. I won't. But fucking JD Vance had to get up there and absolutely 100% throw his full weight of the vice presidency behind this guy who shot a woman to death in her car. Like, no doubt in his mind, 100%, no investigation needed. This guy has absolute immunity. He's doing his job. There's no other way this could have gone. That's crazy. If this guy is seeming sane compared to you, I don't know. I'm getting heated again. I have nothing else to say. Hey, thanks for the 50 months, Skinny Bones. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. What's this? Wait, what is this? This can't be real, right?
We've knocked out 97% of the drugs coming in by water, and we are going to start now hitting land with regard to the cartels. The cartels are running Mexico. It's very, very sad to watch and see what's happened to that country, but the cartels are running, and they're killing 250, 300,000 people in our country every single year. The drugs, it's horrible. It's devastated families. You know, you lose a child or a parent. I mean, parents are dying too with drugs. So we've done a really good job. We're knocking it down. The numbers are really getting to be.
Okay. Whatever. I want to focus on the ICE thing today because there's just like there's infinite ways you can go. I can talk about fucking Greenland. I can talk about Hey, thanks, Appination, for the 20 months. Appreciate it. Derby chicken, thank you for the 6 months. Killer Canuck. I don't know what I'm gonna fucking do for the rest of the stream. I gotta figure it out. I really don't know. I don't fucking know, dude. I don't want to just. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Is there something lighter I could talk about? Here's the thing. I know it sounds crazy, but personally for me, after I've like prepared some thoughts on something and I give it, I don't like the shitting around and chat sends me a couple ancillary tweets and we I know that's like the Twitch politics meta. I don't like it. It feels I don't like it. I like having a thought that and then I just move on to something else. The Iran stuff is I'm surprisingly hopeful. I have 2 people that I've talked to with family in Iran, and then I had a viewer who just fled there, who has been sending me live. They proved it, and they sent me some live stuff. I've been getting like live up. I got a lot of. He's got telegrams from people in the country that he's sending to me, and it's very insane. But I'd like to prepare some thoughts on it. He gave me videos. He gave me some stats. I want to pull it together. U.S. budget, military budget, yeah, 1.5 trillion. Dude, I do think it's crazy. This is the kind of thing I can more joke about. It's like it's another insane fucking debt problem with America. What 1.5 trillion, going from 1 trillion to 1.5 trillion, and then saying the tariffs will pay for it when we're already in a deficit. It's just so comical to me. that we just keep saying every new thing we spend money on, the tariffs got it. And it's like the tariffs are not that much. It's not, I don't know where you think this infinite well of tariff money is covering trillions more in spending from all these different areas. It's Doge didn't cut anything. Like we're already spending 6.5 trillion more than we take in baseline. And now you're trying to add another 500 billion military spending, tax cuts, no tax on tips, all that 50-year fucking mortgages. The tariff money isn't covering it. It's a drop in the bucket. You are considering the Bitcoin gains? Hey man, to lighten the mood, we'll let you play League of Legends to your heart desire. I would be at risk. If I go from that into League of Legends, I'd be at risk. That would be a problem. You need to call a wellness check. No, thankfully, I've uninstalled League of Legends. I did it before the new year. I did that before my break. It's been I'm 3 weeks clean. When did I quit? My last League of TFT game. I didn't play League. My last TFT game was 2 weeks ago, 12/23. 2 weeks clean, baby. Talking about it like drugs. I'm in Leagueaholics Anonymous. You should guys give me a chip. Maybe a good palate cleanser would be to learn how to perform the Hawk Tua in Super Smash Bros. Melee. What the fuck is this?
Mark! Roy!
Why is it called a
Ganondorf!
This
Kirby! Captain Falcon!
Actually, this is a big deal.
Zelda!
This is
Sheik!
She can do it? Holy, this is who I used to play. No, I'm good on that. Wow, that was a really powerful thing. I really appreciate that. You sending me that. That was a game changer, bro. That was a game changer. You can react to all of Shaq's three-pointers in his whole career.
Yo, Wolf.
This is every three-pointer Shaq's ever shot.
Yo, Wolf, the inbound. Shaq the catch. He's going to fire a three. Yeah.
That's it? That's sick. That's fucking sick. 1 of 1, baby. 1 of 1. They call him the one-hit wonder. Can we play our yearly game? I beat the DLC for Case of the Golden Idol. It was really fun. So I played by game. I don't know. I don't know what game. I thought I was gonna go live early one of these days before I work out and just play that Chinese game, the Chinese princess game. Finish that, but I don't know what I want to play right now. I don't know. It feels like there's not a game that I'm like hella interested in. Road to Empress, yeah. CS2 is the new meta. Get in on it. Aiden told me CS2 knives doomed. He's depressed now. He said they were going to bounce back, and he's like, they bounced back for a bit. Now they're like on a slow grind down. He said it's fucking cooked. He said it's doomed. And I would only play CS2 as part of an investment scheme. And then Aiden said, listen, I'm really down on these knives. Do you mind if we do a quick Turbotax ad? And he slipped it in. And then he was like, I didn't approve it. That's crazy. There's a mystery game called The Root Trees Are Dead. You might be interested in. It's not that I wouldn't be interested in it. It's that I won't play it on stream. I feel like a game like that with a ton of reading is just not, it's not that fun on stream, bro. It's not that fun. You gotta, it's like people come in, they don't know what the fuck's going on. They're kind of annoyed because they can't figure it out. Like Golden Idol is a game where I'm literally like clicking clues and like, I think Half-Life 2 could be fun. I've always wanted to replay Half-Life 2 because I have a hot take about Half-Life 2 and I gave it a low rating entirely because I think the pistol sound is too weak. I hate it. And so I was like, Half-Life 2, it's like a 7 or an 8 because the pistol sound sucks. But it really was a revolutionary game. And I wonder if it holds up. You want me to watch the funniest awful coaching clip of all time? What is this? This is an awful coaching clip.
Be lower class, middle class. We choose that. We choose that. Why do we choose that? Every time that I am listening to Bill Simmons or Zach Lowe or those who are bigger industry plants than Kenny Beecham, by the way, Zach Lowe. Anytime I'm listening to Zach Lowe, Bill Simmons, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Draymond Green, I'm accepting being lower to middle class. I'm accepting because.
Dude, if you don't know this guy, he's a guy that crashes out on bad NBA coaching, and his titles have gotten more and more insane. Where it's like, the reason we are all in poverty is JJ Redick's coaching. Like, the reason is it too loud?
Because the NBA, like, we could all be running an NBA dynasty. We all could be living in beautiful homes, fucking the hottest girls on Twitter. I see all these girls on Twitter now say, Brock, make me be in a bikini in the snow or whatever. We could be banging all of those girls. But nope, we'd rather listen to Kenyon Martin. It blows my...
Yeah, I mean, that's funny, but... Could you watch a short video about Anaconda? Anaconda trailer reaction, and has 17 views, and it's from your channel. No, I don't want to watch that. Is there something like
Welcome Hornet?
Is there like what's like an interesting fun video? Did Drew Gooden talk about like a stupid movie or something? Even Drew Gooden's talking.
Everybody.
Where? He did actually. Veritasium made a banger. What's the new Veritasium?
LEDs.
The ridiculous engineering of the world's most important machine. What's like the ASML thing? That could be interesting. But we've talked about it a lot. I mean, is that really... What's this? What's like something we can vibe with? This is about Owl City. I'm not interested in that, really. 10 principles of fascism used by the NBA. I'll turn it down. Sorry. Owl City Zoomer. Zoomers love that. Which one do you think is good? The Drew Gooden video or the Danny Gonzalez video? And I'm giving you the options. Everybody. I watched whatever my TV tells me to because I don't care anymore. Or it's they are still making insane Christmas movies. Drew's funnier. People want Drew. Let's do Drew.
Hey guys, welcome back.
It's also only like 20 minutes long, which is perfect. Let's get the volume okay here.
Back to Roku City, where the streets are paved with blood and all crime is legal. You know when you're trying to navigate your rapidly deteriorating smart TV and some sponsored bullshit comes up telling you to watch like Darman Christmas, and you're like, who would even click on this? I would click on this. It's been a long year, and frankly, I'm tired of
I forgot about Darman. Yeah, people here who are new from, let's say, the Big A era, dude, Darman just used to be content for a day. I would get off of work at NVIDIA. I would boot up stream at like 7:30 p.m. And I'm like, today's Darman day. And we would just watch Darman. That's literally all I did. And then I would go to bed and wake up and go to work. And then we would make a main channel video where I'm just giggling at Darman. That's actually crazy to think about. That's crazy. You guys say it's peak, but it's actually not peak. It was it's actually not peak. And it also wasn't peak for my health. Dude, that was a horrible, stressful time, really, when you think about it. I was like I would be literally when I first started before COVID and we had work from home. When I first started, I would commute. In traffic to work, commute in traffic home, then stream, and then I would see Ari like 2 minutes a day. I was like, babe, it's worth it. All right, it's not good.
thinking. It hurts my head, and I don't want to do it anymore. So I'm going on autopilot. Whatever my stupid TV tells me to watch, I'm going to. No searching, no scrolling. Whatever pops up, I'm hitting play.
Hey, why didn't your brother get any? First of all, he's not my brother.
Oh no. He's drunk. Now I have to admit, the main reason I'm making this video is out of spite. I had this fun little idea for a December video where I was gonna search Christmas on every streaming service and keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling till I got all the way to the bottom where, in my head, I would find some random ass terrible movie that we could all make fun of and have ourselves a merry little Christmas. Well, I was wrong, because that's not how any of these fucking apps work anymore. If you search something on a streaming service, you're lucky if you get more than one page of results. So how am I supposed to find the crap? I know there's crap in here. Show it to me. There's like 14.
I mean, I think you could find some crap. You don't need to go to page 2 of these Christmas movies to find the crap. I see crap right here. I see crap. There's crap all around.
Find the crap. I know there's crap in here. Show it to me. There's like 14,000 titles on Prime Video, and you're telling me only 16 of them are Christmas movies? I don't believe you. Hulu has a few dozen, but most of these are only available if you have Hulu with Paramount Plus with Showtime, which in spite of its impeccable branding, I don't. On Netflix, it seems like there's more results until you realize about half of these are just hour-long videos of a fire. Wednesday fireplace? What about the rest of the week? I can see that there—
Dude, I saw that the first guy to upload Fireplace Crackling 10-hour uncut to YouTube, he's got like 15 million views and apparently has just made like some money on that. It's made a lot of money over the course of 20 plus years. Yeah, it's like 150 million views. It's like a fucking Cocomelon short. And people put it on every holiday season all over the world. And he's just fun. Like he's created an income stream perhaps for his entire life. That's wild.
There's way more stuff in here, but none of it comes up when I search. Why can't I look for it myself? Why do I have to click on a movie first if I want to see more that are similar? I thought maybe my phone would work better, but on there, Netflix doesn't even try. Christmas movie. What's a Christmas movie? Oh, White Chicks? Groundhog Day? Benjamin Button? What about White Chicks? Groundhog Day? Benjamin Button? Are you sure you don't want to watch Benjamin Button? I don't want your curated list. I want a search feature that's so all-encompassing and unalgorithmic that it's showing me every episode of House Hunters that took place in a city with the word Santa in it. But even this is only going to exist until HBO gets absorbed by one of the other two companies. If you want to watch Christmas movies on Prime Video, you have to go to their holiday collection.
Warner turned down the Paramount offer again with prejudice. They said they don't trust it. We're going Netflix. So it's at this point, it would require Trump to intervene. You guys are hell yang. I'm not super happy that Netflix is going to acquire their largest competitor in streaming in America. I'm not stoked about it, but it's better than Paramount, I guess. But it would require Trump to, I think, to intervene. Like they're not taking the offer, and Paramount has made direct. Someone in the community was like, I own some Warner Brothers shares, and I'm getting letters from Paramount to buy them directly above market rate. They're trying to like hostile take over as many shares as they can to buy as many as, like this is happening because Paramount's trying to acquire as many. But my understanding is it's not working, or they're not getting enough. So I think the Netflix deal is, I would still say it's heavily favored, but we'll see.
Where you'll be shown a bunch of categories that frankly don't mean anything. What's the difference between holiday cheer and festive inspiration? Those are two different things? What does home for the holidays mean? Are these romantic Christmas movies? I thought that's what this one was. Are they movies about spending time with your family? They already have a category for that. But here's my favorite thing. There's actually a movie in here called Home for the Holidays. But it's not in Home for the Holidays. It's in Festive Inspiration. Home for the Holidays is for Sister Swap 1 and 2. Who made this? And don't get me started on It's Giving Holiday Escape. This category is just any movie. Need an escape from Christmas movies? No. Otherwise, I wouldn't have clicked on the Christmas movie button. So anyway, that's why I decided to just give up and watch whatever they want me to. You know why? Okay. Because it doesn't matter. They're just gonna funnel you towards the same 3 things anyway, so why even bother? You're not supposed to think when you look at your phone. You're not supposed to use your brain when you turn on the TV. Your job is to sit there and stare at whatever we put in front of you. So fine, Netflix, you win.
Pog.
What do you want me to watch? Aw, man. All right, I'll talk about Stranger Things. I know I'm uploading this video before the final episode comes out, but I have a lot of opinion about the first 98% of this show, so I'm gonna talk about it anyway. Like most people, I loved season 1 of Stranger Things.
Yeah.
The story was fun.
So maybe there's spoilers. I've only seen Stranger Things season 1, and I'm not gonna watch the rest. And I heard from those who watched it that season 5 was kind of a Flopsky, Lebrobsky letdown. That's what I heard. I don't know. I'm not the reviewer here.
And original. It was beautifully directed. The music was fantastic. They did such a good job nailing the atmosphere that it made a lot of people, myself included, nostalgic for a time period they weren't even alive for. And if the show ended after one nearly perfect season like they originally planned to, I think it would have gone down as one of the greatest short-lived achievements in television history, right up there with shows like Chernobyl or Fleabag. But I don't blame Netflix for wanting to keep the gravy train rolling, nor do I think everything that came after it was a total waste of time. I thought season 2 was pretty good, season 3 a little bit more so.
How many children are you friends with?
And season 4 was legitimately great. I don't think it needed to be 75 hours long, but its peaks were some of the best of the entire show. But I think you can only ask for so much patience out of your audience. It's been almost 10 years since the first season came out. At this point, I'm not that excited to watch a bunch of 27-year-olds pretending to be teenagers stick their arms out and yell until their nose bleeds. The returns are starting to diminish. I've thought about this a lot, and I think I've come up with the perfect comparison. Stranger Things 5 is the same as Kingdom Hearts 3.
I don't get it.
Hear me out. The first Kingdom Hearts game is about a young boy who gets separated from his friends and family and has to fight through darkness on his journey to reconnect.
Totally accurate?
It's simple yet effective. It's a little goofy, but it's also Donald Duck. By the time Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, 17 years later, I found myself skipping every cutscene because I didn't know what the fuck everyone was talking about anyway.
It's not the sum of our parts. It's the sum of our hearts.
Yeah. Similarly, Stranger Things 1 was a story about a young boy who was taken from his friends and family and their fight through darkness on a journey to reconnect. It's simple yet effective. It's a little goofy, but it's also Millie Bobby Brown. In Stranger Things 5, we learn that actually the Upside Down isn't the evil place, it's a wormhole, a bridge between the real world and the truly evil place. And the bridge has been deteriorating because Will had too many dreams about it. So now the gang, which is like 30 people at this point, has to breach the abyss so they can defeat Vecna.
Dude, okay, this part rings true to me just because I just said the same thing about Now You See Me 3. Dude, I like the sloppy Chungus Now You See Me movies. I know they're bad, but I like them. But this third one was so trash because there's like 17 characters and every scene they have to go around and everybody says something. It pissed me off. It pissed me off. Dude, it legitimately pissed me off. It'd be like, literally camera around the room. Nice trick. Oh yeah? But you can't do that with a card. Well, I'm a better magician than you. It's like, but everybody's got to say something. I don't give a fuck. Move the plot along.
Vecna by attacking his core in Dimension X. And Vecna's been posing as Mr. What's-It to lure a bunch of kids into his mind palace.
What's it?
His real name is Henry.
AKA Vecna. AKA 1. That's too many names.
Also, Eleven's sister is back. Definitely not because we wanted to justify that random throwaway episode we did in season 2, but because it's important to the story. What this show needs is more characters. There aren't enough characters. I think what's taken me out of the is
every time I see a
characters.
Scene like this, I immediately tune out. The room should have 4 people max in a movie. If you have more than 4, I'm bored. I don't care. There can't be 12 people all talking in a room. It's not as, that's my rule. The movie 12 Angry Men is a classic, but it should have been 4 Angry Men. It should be Ocean's 4. Yeah, I'll say it. I'll say it, bro. I'll be brave enough to say it.
Aren't enough characters. I think what's taken me out of the show the most at this point is the apparent lack of stakes. They always seem to be in danger. They're always saying stuff like this.
You will die! We will die! Holly will die! Everyone will die!
But then nobody ever does. Life or death situations are just temporary inconveniences. The Demogorgons ruthlessly rip through every background extra without breaking a sweat, and yet when they face any of the main characters, they're suddenly frozen in place. Like they all emanate some invisible force field that makes them invincible. Even when they inevitably kill off 1 or 2 people in the final episode tonight, it won't change the fact that they've missed every opportunity to do this throughout the show. Not only would this have made the danger actually feel real, but I think it would have better served a lot of these characters. Imagine if Steve died as a hero last season instead of the random new
I only know Steve from season 1. I don't think you should fucking kill him, you asshole.
guy they introduced just so they had someone to
He's a
kill
fun
off in his
character.
place. Imagine if Hopper actually sacrificed himself 2 seasons ago. Then he could have had a meaningful, emotional send-off instead of just getting dragged through to the finish line, even though he's not adding anything to the show at this point. What we're left with now is a show with a hugely bloated cast that spends half of their screen time just explaining things to each other. Way too much of this season is characters in a room answering—
I'm sorry, this is Now You See Me 3. He's hitting my heart dead on.
questions or coming up with a plan, and they all finish each other's sentences. Yeah, I got it.
It'll probably take days.
His powers are innate.
Try and keep the telemetry signal within -60 and -70 dB. Get them to Murray. Smuggle them out of Hawkins.
All before anyone notices they're gone.
Dick.
What?
Robin somehow has to serve as both a ditzy—
Dude, this is the Netflix problem. This is like more for people that are watching while on their phone. Like, this is actually, the characters have to constantly explain the stakes. What are they trying to do? What's the problem in their way? They have to explain it out loud clearly so the audience can— oh, he's probably going to say this, but like, this is definitely a trend, especially on Netflix, but in a lot of shows.
comic relief, but also—
Dude, I remember this was Emily in Paris pioneered this. We talked about this. We did a video about this. But like, I watched an episode of that for that. And if you watch Emily in Paris, just even one episode, watch a scene, you will see how obvious it is. It is ambient TV. It is designed for this.
also the main deliverer of exposition, which feels kind of contradictory, but I guess they have to put this much on her plate because she's one of only a few of the young people on the cast who grew into being a good actor. Maybe it's unfair to criticize any of the individual actors when there's so many nothing performances. So is it the acting, the directing, the writing, or some combination of all three? The writing is so bad this time around, it's making me question my memory of the other 4 seasons. Were there always this many Disney Channel ass lines? Or like AAA video game writing tropes?
Dick.
What?
Sorry, did I say that out loud? I thought I was talking in my head.
That was supposed to be an inside thought.
We're going in there. We're going in there.
We're going to the scary monster place? We're going to the scary monster place.
Is that supposed to be English, freak?
And why in this universe, where evil and crazy shit has been happening for like 5 years now, do people still not believe anyone when they say that something evil and crazy is happening?
Smallville problem, and it's only season 2. Sorry, dude. It's hard to be invested in Smallville when someone gets murdered every fucking week, and then someone's like, dude, I think there's going to be a murder because of the fucking Krypton rocks. What are you talking about, you idiot? Clark Kent's lucky, I guess. And also, like, they don't even bother to—
Monsters aren't real, Holly.
Monsters are real, but not the one you're talking about.
Monsters and alternate dimensions.
Who is stupid enough to believe that? You are going through withdrawal.
Robin, that doesn't make any sense. You must be high on drugs. Brother, what city have you been living in? Because it sure doesn't sound like Hawkins, Indiana. Of course, this season is not all bad. In fact, some of it's still really solid. At least half of the cast is still giving really great performances. I actually teared up when Dustin pleaded for Steve not to put himself in danger because he didn't want to lose another one of his friends. And Vecna, both in human and Demogorgon form, is a very intimidating villain. Except when you can see his legs. His legs look dumb as hell. But you know, maybe in that way he's the perfect representation of what Stranger Things has become. The top half is the aesthetic that you see on the surface, a show that maintains the appearance of something competent, but is perched on top of an ever-wavering foundation. Those damn legs. They're too fragile, and we just called it quits in season 4. They would have held on until their final moments, but we got greedy. Now they're trembling under the weight of a world we made too big for its own good. Or maybe they'll stick the landing tonight and I'll be wrong. I hope so. I don't want this show to fail. I don't want it to become the next Game of Thrones. It deserves a good ending. My official prediction for the finale? Thanks for asking. I think everybody dies except for Derek and one Demodog. And together they have to repopulate the Earth.
That sounds like a good ending.
What do I have to watch today?
I'm sorry, wait, he wants the kid to fuck the dog?
What the hell is this?
Today's video is sponsored by SoFi, the mobile-first finance company helping its members save, spend, borrow, and invest. The worst thing—
I'll be on your Reddit. Don't you worry about that, True Good. I'll be right there. I have a lot to say.
or scan the QR code on the screen to get started. Thank you to SoFi for...
Let's cleanse our palate with some good old-fashioned Christmas slop. Hot Chocolate Holiday is a story that could only exist in Christmastown, which is what I like to call the unspecified fictional city where these kinds of movies take place. You know, where it...
It's not the same. It's not holiday movies, but this tier of movie, what do you call it? B-movie, I guess? Like this movie that's never going to make main theaters, but they pump them out and like they does decent on streaming and what C movie maybe? I don't I have someone in my family. My uncle married into my mom's sister. His full-time job is making like B-movie horror movies that like if you were to list 20 movies he's made, you wouldn't know any of them, but they all do like decently well. And it's a cool job. It's a cool job. It's and it just like fills out like streaming services and like they just and he gets and then their budgets are all really low, you know? But it's cool.
Doesn't quite look like real life. It's almost like they're filming inside a snow globe. That's where this movie's set. It's your classic Romeo and Juliet story about two people falling in love in spite of the fact that they own rival hot chocolate cafes. That's right. This town has not one, but two cafes that specialize in hot chocolate, and they are right next to each other.
So you're telling me that more people buy your hot chocolate than your coffee?
I love this stuff.
Colette's Cafe is named Colette's Cafe because it's a cafe and her name is Colette. Marcus's Cafe sells sweet pastries and it's called Sweet Pastries. Now the entire plot of this movie is that Colette thinks Marcus stole her hot chocolate recipe and she's freaking out about it. She's making her employees do undercover recon. She's obsessively running taste tests. Wait, why didn't she just drink it? She didn't need to stick her finger in there.
I love this stuff.
This whole thing is crazy to me because like,
give me a YTA or NTA here. I went to a cafe with my wife this morning and I got a chai latte and I drank it and I was like, it's a little bitter. What do you think, babe? And then I hand it to her. She drinks it. She goes, ugh! Oh, she spits it back in the cup. She said, that's gross. I was like, I can't drink it now. I can't drink it now. That's crazy. Like it was a little bitter, but I was still gonna finish it. I'm NTA, right? She's your wife? Yeah, it's the principle of the thing, dude. It's the principle of the thing. It's not. So then she has cooties. It's like, just don't, I don't want to see you spit it back in the cup. NTA, get a divorce. All right, I think you should relax.
I haven't had a ton of hot chocolate.
If I had a wife, I would gladly drink her backwash. Put that on your Tinder bio, I'm sure. That's the one thing holding it back, dude. All right. All right.
My life, but aren't they all exactly the same? How many different ways are there to make hot chocolate? Surely not enough that you could accuse someone of stealing yours. It's chocolate and it's hot. Both the recipe and the temperature at which it's served are in the name. But they fight about this the whole movie.
That's ridiculous.
This whole thing is ridiculous.
It's a pretty insane choice for a movie plot, but I'm mostly just upset because this was setting up for a perfect twist ending that they completely ignored. See, Colette's recipe has been passed down from her grandmother, and that's why she's so particular about it. He insists he didn't steal it from her, that it's his own proprietary recipe. So anyway, they bicker back and forth for a while. Things escalate romantically, they hook up. Now they're laying in bed together, out of breath, smiling. They just had sex. And that's when he's like, all right, I'll tell you, the reason I'm so certain that I didn't steal your recipe is that mine is actually pretty old. See, I got it from my grandmother. Mine is from my grandmother. What?
We're cousins?
We just raw dog. But no,
That
there's
would have
no
been a good
incest. Just boring old regular love. Actually, nothing else really happens in this movie until
Folgers
his cafe
commercial,
catches on fire, and it definitely wasn't her. She wasn't being vengeful and crazy because he stole her recipe. That would make the movie interesting. They actually never figure out what caused it. They kind of just keep beating around the bush.
Do they have any idea what caused this?
They think it came from the kitchen. Any ideas on the cause? Might have been an oven.
They think it just started itself.
The more time we're closed, the less money we make.
That's so true. Everybody in this movie is really smart. This guy's a construction worker, which you can tell because of his hat. And he's like, yeah, I don't know, man. You should just do it.
I'm booked for the next 2 months. You could do a lot of the work yourself, though. I can?
Yeah, you're just gonna need one of these hats. And so he does. They all work together because that's what Christmas is about.
I love this stuff.
Okay, great. They cleared out all the debris, but the walls are still burnt. You're just gonna like paint over them? Are they gonna do the landlord special at the hot chocolate cafe? Before we even get an answer to that, Colette surprises Marcus.
Like, is that up to code? Like, you have to get it re-inspected. You can't just have a bunch of fucking non-contractor. It's gonna, the smell is gonna, the fucking burn smell is in the walls.
By bashing a hole in the wall.
What are you doing?
Tearing down the wall?
Look, now we have one big cafe instead of 2 little ones.
If it's okay with you.
If it's okay with you? A little late to be asking that question.
We're combining Colette's Cafe and sweet pastries.
The sweet pastries here?
But sweet pastries there.
Why?
Because it makes sense.
Well, hard to argue with that logic. Sure, I guess they could have finished the other side before turning her business into an active construction zone, but where's the fun in that? It's Christmas.
I think I'm falling in love with you.
Why is there a hole in the wall? I love this stuff.
The best thing about watching that movie was it updated my Hulu algorithm, and now they're recommending nothing but bangers. I'm talking Fred Claus in Spanish. Christmas in Tennessee.
There's no way they're gonna make it in for the Christmas Eve service tonight.
Well, why don't you sing it?
I haven't sung in years. I can't do that.
Mom, I need you to sing.
Gary's gonna sing. Gary's gonna sing. Gary's gonna sing.
Of every childlike heart tonight.
But I didn't watch any of those because I saw something called Cowboy Christmas Romance.
That
was
sounds
the
good.
#3 movie on Netflix, and I knew I had to see it for myself. This movie's all about the completely unexpected pairing of a city girl and a country boy. That doesn't make any sense. They're from entirely different walks of life. What could they possibly have in common? I don't know. Ever heard of beer?
Beer?
Yeah.
I remembered you liked IPAs.
Same.
I remembered that I like IPAs too. Oh boy, the sparks are flying now.
Horses are a lot easier for me than people. Why don't you grab a few of those apples?
Oh, no, I don't.
Grab some of the apples and give her one. And give her another 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 one.
Oh, no, I don't.
Trust me.
The most noteworthy thing about this movie to
Large
me
horse.
is that the guy who plays her brother
Bless you, little brother.
might be the poutiest person I've ever seen. Everything he says is through gritted teeth.
Grab a plate if you're hungry. Yeah, coffee's over there. Chop up those peppers.
He barely opens his mouth the whole movie. It's awesome.
Cheer or not. Everything okay?
Hey, come on, buddy, cheer up. It's Christmas. Christmas Eve.
If you please, it's time for the main event of Christmas Eve.
Our December 22nd tradition. Dad's gonna sing a song.
This Christmas.
Wait, he's not. Who's singing? Why did they make it seem like he was gonna sing and then not have him even pretend like he was?
No, don't stop.
Don't stop. He never started. I do like that 2 of the ornaments on this tree are just full-sized cowboy boots. You gotta admit, that's pretty cool. And yeah,
That's funny.
they fuck in a barn. You can take the boy out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the boy.
I love this stuff.
Say what you want about this movie, but they employed a lot of horse actors. I just hope this inspires all the young ponies out there trying to break
you can
into the
make it big.
industry. Keep your head up. For as long as white women have cable TV, you'll never be out of work. All right, fine. I'll talk about something good so I'm not just bitching the whole time. Forewarning, I'm about to spoil most of the first season of Pluribus, so maybe skip ahead if you haven't.
Wait, I actually can't watch. I can't watch. No, I can't. I haven't seen it yet, and I probably will. I can't do it. That's the end. That's the last thing. I'll watch his outro, maybe. I don't even want to. That's it. I can't watch it. I will eventually watch Pluribus because God damn it, even if I'm not super in the mood for a Pluribus type show right now, Vince Gilligan wants to put a camera in something and have a character open up the lid of that thing. And if I don't watch it, he might not get the right to do that over and over again until the day he dies. And so it's just something I gotta do. Come join the plurb, we all fam. Did you watch Marty Supreme? I'm seeing it this weekend. I'm seeing Marty Supreme on Sunday. I will say, Marty Supreme box office haters getting real quiet. It like broke 100 mil or something. It was doing quite good. But I have to watch the movie before I fucking judge it. What's this? You guys want to watch Chunky Nosher's documentary? The fan base that created 300 songs for an economics YouTuber? I've been telling him I'm going to watch it. Fuck it. Maybe I will watch it.
Blizzy Hands.
Let's give it a
Coffee Cow, Spoontrioc, Dr. Carbonation, Glarketing. To
Let's
the
check
average
it out.
person, these words seem like absolute nonsensical gibberish. But in actuality,
They are gibberish.
This is simply the vernacular of, without exaggeration, the most talented, passionate, insane, and quite simply, the best creator community in internet
just
history.
creator, right? Let's not give the credit to the community. Let's give more of the credit to
Brandon G.H. Ewing, better known as Atrioc,
Not a photo
is
of
by
me.
all means a former marketing manager at Nvidia and a streamer who originally started out in being terrible at video games and doing general variety streams with his signature.
That's not what it's already wrong. I didn't start out as a streamer who's known for being terrible at video games. That's not the correct. That's like not an accurate depiction. If anything, I started out by beating fucking Lemonade Stands at Monkey Ball, dude. What are you talking about?
Piece of content being marketing
grinder
Monday,
is what
which
I
is
started
originally
out
just
as.
a day where Atrioc talked about ads and marketing that eventually evolved into whole informative presentations going over American and international economic and geopolitical news. And despite Atrioc being just that and nothing more, he has somehow managed to cultivate a community that has produced several EPs and albums totaling to over 200 songs, multiple animated music videos from those songs, a live concert performing those aforementioned songs, 2 award shows that cost thousands of dollars, a labor union comprised of Atrioc's Twitch chatters, and 2 memes that the community has repeated for about 3 years ad nauseum, and will keep repeating until it becomes permanently engraved in Atrioc's legacy. And by the way, these songs aren't just scuffed, ironically bad shit posts. These are genuinely good, professional sounding songs.
We can uplift the great songs from the community without downgrading Ludwig's actual only piece of true art. We don't need to throw Ludwig's actual music career, which I think is incredible, under the bus to make these songs better. They're both great. It's Shaq and Kobe 1A, 1B. This song's a banger.
C.S. Lewis is the streaming fuckers. You might need a buffer. My IQ is your FIDE number. RDC West, the Union Protest, Logic Pro X. I guess you
I
could
love
say it's a
RDC
three-way,
West.
brother.
You guys don't know, I'm actual just friends with RDC West. We play basketball every week. He's just my dog. It's wild. He started out doing these raps. That's I think that's crazy. Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, there's no other content creator community, even those that are dozens of times bigger than Atrioc, that has done even a fraction of the amount of stuff that Atrioc's community has done for him. Of course, there are definitely individuals and communities that have a lot of passion and talent in their own right that I don't want to diminish. But in terms of organized and coordinated effort from dozens of community members towards one big project, this doesn't exist anywhere else on the internet besides in Atrioc's community, with the only things I could find that comes even remotely close being the 2B2T Obsidian art of Usada Pekara and this community-animated Neurosama parody MV of Machine Love, which admittedly is pretty awesome as a casual neuro
We probably
enjoyer
get
and
mocked
Swarm
by the
appreciator.
VTubers.
I remember seeing a funny comment somewhere that said old Ludwig had to spend millions of dollars running content creator events. Atrioc got a community that essentially did it for free. Keep in mind, Atrioc himself—
Keep in mind they didn't do it for free. I didn't have to pay for it. I didn't have to pay for it. I just want to be so clear. Obviously, it was a lot cheaper than what Ludwig is throwing at events.
has had no involvement in any of these projects besides some funding for the awards show and the concert, and he's not even a musically inclined person in the slightest.
What are you talking about?
So you're probably thinking to yourself, with a community that insane for a relatively niche content creator, why? How did a marketing and news streamer manage to cultivate such an insane and dedicated community? What about this guy in his mid-30s with one foot in the grave who sits in a chair in the most unergonomic way possible is so special to inspire the crazy things his community has done? That is a question that not even Atrioc himself knows the answer to. But frankly, I'm pretty sure anyone in his position would be at a loss for words.
Can I ask a serious question? How did I get all this musical talent in my... I don't have any musical talent. I've never done any musical talent. How did this happen? I'd like to pretend like I planned it. I didn't know I said that. I didn't plan it. I didn't do anything. I did plan it. I was lying.
What the fuck led to this?
I did plan it.
I don't see this anywhere else.
I did plan it, and I am very talented.
There has to be some sort of answer, right? As soon as I discovered Atrioc, I knew that a content creator with this much lore and inside memes and insane community activity would be something I would have to make a video about. Especially since all of this has been fairly obscured outside of Atrioc's community and even some of Atrioc's newer viewers.
We keep it low-key.
Which included me, unfortunately. When I was coming up with my own reasons as to how this anomaly developed,
Wait, this guy's like a big A viewer that came in and did like a fucking... He like went back? He like... He did the archives?
I realized that in order to even properly understand and document the shenanigans in this community, much less hypothesize on its existence, I would need to talk to the people that have orchestrated all this insanity. But that would require me to talk to people, and let's just say there's a reason why I have a Bocchi the Rock profile picture on my Discord and an entire folder of Bocchi the Rock images. But regardless, I'll just have to get over myself and reach out to the most prominent members of the community to figure out just what the hell is going on. Before we start, I just want to apologize in advance for my amateurish conduct. This is one of my first times doing an interview by myself before, and this is also one of the first times I'm meeting a celebrity.
I mean, it's fine. People are often nervous when meeting me. I'm really used to it.
Can we say, who dat looking shredded? Whoa! Who is that? He slimmed down.
Don't even worry. Don't even trip.
Yes, we're very famous.
Hi, I'm JPEX. I directed the Atrioc live show at TwitchCon, and I am one of the producers, mixers, and mastering engineers for all of Atrioc's music that we do for him.
My name is Drop Spindle. I was the founder of the Atrioc Chat Labor Union, and I have been a vocalist and performer on songs like forgot the names of all of the songs I've ever been on. Jesus Christ.
My first impression of Atrioc, he was like really old.
My first impression of Atrioc was somebody who was, extremely knowledgeable and had a pretty solid background in non-streaming things.
He was working at a Fortune 500 company, and I think he brought more to the table than...
It's a Fortune 1 company. Let's just be clear. This is let's not throw it down there. It's not down there with fucking the little fellas.
Just games and streaming, because a lot of streamers do good gaming content, but very few people were researching
do great gaming content.
Giving interesting presentations.
The thing that drew me in so much was that he interacted with his community through Reddit and had so many inside jokes. And the way that he just like latched onto every joke about like glizzy hands or like he works at Nvidia.
I felt from a lot of Atrioc chatters where they're not willing to just stop it. They're gonna take it a little bit farther and have a creative idea and follow that, and then the community's gonna be like, yeah, we're all on board with this. This is our guy, you know,
Show
like
my work.
this is our person with like Evan Gao and S3K, and we're not gonna let it go until we've had our fun and take something stupid like glizzy hands as far as physically possible.
And he like catered towards an audience that felt more mature. It was brain rot still, but it felt like a different sort of brain rot. The audience felt like they were spamming silly jokes and like making very ironic posts and everything, but there was a heart in the community.
I came in during the union bit, and before that there was already a ton of lore. Like, I really didn't understand where the coffee cow thing came from.
It doesn't come from anywhere.
Things came from S3K. I literally had to like pull Ask aside. It's like, hey, can you explain this, this, and this?
Now, before I go any further,
you don't have to do that.
Anyone
Nobody has to do
watching
that.
isn't an Atrioc viewer still doesn't know what glizzy hands or coffee
It's
cow
not
are,
anything.
or how they became the bedrock of the Atrioc community. And despite how nonsensical it will seem, everything I will say is absolutely crucial in understanding Atrioc and how his community snowballed into the anomaly that it is now.
It's not a bedrock, that's for damn
The phrase
sure.
glizzy hands is derived from the fact that Atrioc's fingers are larger than average, so much so that his
Photoshopped.
community has likened them to hot dogs,
But they're not.
thus glizzy hands. The genesis of glizzy hands is largely unknown due to the fact that people were calling Atrioc glizzy hands in his oldest videos. So as far as I'm concerned, this phrase could date back to the early hominids, which is reasonable considering Atrioc's age. Despite Atrioc vehemently denying the large size of his fingers,
My fingers are not grilled franks.
his community has continued to run this joke to this day, with the meme evolving to the point where the community has also denominated Atrioc as a glizzy gobbler that constantly slurps down.
Dude.
The community has also denominated.
Is this from the live show? I had to eat a hot dog, and then people around me in a crowd all shouted glizzy, 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 and I'm eating a hot dog. Like it's like
Atrioc is a glizzy gobbler that constantly slurps down hot dogs and proceeded at certain
That was 'cause I'm
times
hungry.
to also replace the onset of every word with the onset of glizzy, with words like Glarketer, Edward Glizzerhands, Glamorai.
I didn't
Don't call me Joey Chestnut because I'm slurping glizzies. Does anyone else understand that even if in some world that I had glizzy hands, which is where it comes from, that doesn't mean I eat more than the average person on hot dogs. That just means my fingers will be big. Even if I did have glizzy hands, it doesn't mean that I have like a glizzy car and a glizzy mobile and then I eat a bunch of hot dogs. That's not how that works. It doesn't mean that my job would be called marketer. It would just be marketer and I have slightly bigger fingers.
That's actually a really good
One
point.
of the most prominent
That's actually
ones
a really
being
good
Glancer,
point.
where chat proclaimed that Atrioc had glizzy hands cancer after this moment where Atrioc was watching Dr. House.
You didn't notice his fingers? I noticed they were fat.
No, it's not glizzy hands equals cancer.
As for the coffee cow part, this originates.
Dude, he didn't include the part where chat went to Linkis's stream and told him I had glancer. And then he thought that was truly a real disease. That was a type of cancer. And then Linkus on stream was like tearing up and like, I didn't know what to say. You guys fucking convinced Linkus that I was dying.
From one Reddit post on Atrioc subreddit declaring that Atrioc, in addition to having glizzy hands, was also such an avid drinker of coffee that he was a cow for it, hence coffee cow.
Yeah.
Despite there not being as much empirical evidence of Atrioc being a coffee drinker compared to the vast records of him having glizzy hands, the community decided to run with this.
I want to be so clear. They found this old tweet from 2014. I tweeted this because Seoul has a lot of coffee shops. I was trying to be funny. For people that know that Seoul has coffee shops in every corner, I was doing like a ironic thing. I got 3 likes, so it didn't. One of them was Chunky Nosher.
Drinker compared to the vast records of him having glizzy hands. The community decided to run with this bit regardless, and it has been another staple of the Atrioc community ever since, with there being multiple fan arts and songs of Atrioc being a coffee cow to accompany the multiple fan arts and songs of Atrioc having glizzy hands. There's also Spoon Trioc, which is just Atrioc's face photoshopped onto a spoon that consistently gets to the top of his subreddit
Doesn't
every
need
week
an
it's posted
explanation.
without fail. There's also a few holidays that the Atrioc community comes together to celebrate, with the most notable ones being
I'm gonna do 5 more TurboTax ads if there's a spoon track on top, just to knock it down. I'm gonna come out in a TurboTax fucking onesie if you guys put spoon track on the top of the red.
Paper Mario Day on the 22nd of May, where Atrioc plays Paper Mario because of how much he and his chat love the game.
One of the all-time GOAT songs.
As well as Bionicle Day on the 10th of August, which is a day where Atrioc does nothing but watch Bionicle lore. And last, but arguably most, there's Chili's Day on the 29th of June, where Atrioc does an IRL stream at Chili's while talking to chat because of how much he loves Chili's.
Can we get a fit check?
I do love Chili's. But it's not Chili's Day.
Wakanda forever.
And of course, there's the aforementioned Atrioc signature classic Marketing Monday, which as of now is a segment where Atrioc shares a presentation about recent economic news, or on certain days, shares his own thoughts and theses about the current or future state of the world. However, there have been multiple instances where Marketing Monday has been delayed to Tuesday and as far as Thursday, mainly because of either the amount of research required for the presentation or Atrioc being lazy and irresponsible, which has led to the community making memes of Targeting Tuesday or Marketing Wednesday, as well as a plethora of songs where the singers are despairing over the fact that their lives are ruined because they weren't able to watch Marketing Monday on a Monday.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Is this blaming me for your misery? I don't think that if I skip a Marketing Monday, you should be miserable.
What I covered is merely the tip of the iceberg of the full Atrioc lore, and there are unironically at least a few dozen more terms and concepts that would quadruple the runtime of this video. But that knowledge is reserved for the 200 and 300 level Atriology courses. You'd think with the same 5 or 6 jokes being repeated ad nauseum for years, any streamer would eventually get fed up and get pissed off at their community. And Atrioc is no different.
Why? Why be Edward Glizzyhands? Why?
At least at first glance. But when you actually look at how Atrioc reacts to all of this stupid brain rot, how he responds to the community is another big reason why his community continued to evolve.
I think part of what makes Atrioc so special is a mix of all these little components working together. I think the way he reacts to fan-made content, it's like a good mix of making fun of the things that are stupid and silly.
Can't wait to play fall.
That's disgusting!
And also praising the things that should be praised.
This is really talented.
Okay, but they're totally different things.
The whole thing is a complete package.
When it's a song about Glizzy Hands or Coffee Cow or some like overdone meme, he's exasperated by it, but he's like, oh, fucking God, again. You know, that's funny. It's funny to like poke his buttons and say like, hey, I know this is overdone, but what if we just do it again?
There's always the shit post, like the Glizzy Hands, the Coffee Cow, stuff like that that is just truly idiotic. But then there would be high effort people who went in after and took this thing that's so stupid and should never see the light of day and make something insane out of it, like the fucking Edward Glizzy Hands portrait of Atrioc as Edward Scissorhands, but with hot dogs for fingers instead. It's like, why? Like, what compelled you to make this? But the truth is, his reaction to it did. Him being fucking supportive in his own way, being like, what is this bullshit?
Get a job! You have skills! You have 3D rendering skills! Get a job!
I think the specifics of like Atrioc language matter so much less than the dynamic of kind of the back and forth between Atrioc and the community, where he justifiably is correct that like these jokes are stupid, but as a group we decide to say no, they're not, you have to deal with this.
They kind of bring back a childish sense of humor. I think we take life way too seriously, and these dumb jokes make us want to stay.
We don't get tired of the bits. He is alone in his thinking about the bit being tired, and even he won't admit it on stream ever, but he still likes it. He still loves it.
That's not
I think like it's very easy to get desensitized to the idea of
okay. Look, I can totally appreciate the community side of it and that it's fun, but based on this logic, I could never ever tell you guys that I think it's dumb. If I ever tell you it's being dumb, it's because I secretly like it. It's like, bro, maybe it's straight up dumb. Maybe you can't say glizzy, glizzy, glizzy for 6 years straight
coming up maybe on 7 if it was the first thing.
These are strangers that are making babies for me, but Atrioc understands the weight of what it means when, like, 100 people get together and make something for you. One of his greatest strengths is his ability to express that on stream. You just get a more real reaction out of Atrioc.
Are you telling me that right when I'm feeling a little emotional from a fucking nice community thing, I run away to do cocaine? Is that what you're... No!
No matter what we would do, even if we were pushing it pretty far, we were making some good fucking clips and some good content and some good YouTube videos for him. And because they saw the good reception to that, other people would start making their own stuff.
The way that you react to gifts is sometimes the gift that keeps on giving itself. You want to chase that again. You want to say, oh, how can you outdo ourselves? Or how can we piss him off more?
It really was just his acceptance of everything and his encouragement of it that really, I think, cultivated what the community's become.
But even with all of that in mind, what they just said was only one part of this puzzle and how Atrioc's community managed to develop to this point. In order to find the rest of the pieces, we need to look at Bloons Tower Defense 6. Yes, I'm not joking, hear me out. On some day in 2022 that I'll look up later, Atrioc decided on stream to start playing BTD 6 for the first time because some 5-month sub messaged him asking to play it.
That's true. I'm literally gonna play this one time. I just want to get one real game going. This is not a balloon stream.
Fast forward a couple months later, and Atrioc started an event called the Popathon, where he declared that he would not stop streaming until he beat all of the hardest maps on the hardest difficulty in BTD 6, which is chimps.
To understand, to unlock chimps, you have to do all the previous stuff. I played Bloons that month off stream every waking moment that I wasn't at work. It was fucking crazy. And also probably some at work. I mean, I was working from home, right? I was like doing calls for work, and I had to do the, at NVIDIA, I had a schedule where you'd have a morning call, like 8:30 a.m. with Europe, and you'd have a ending call at like 7 p.m., 6:30, 7 p.m. with Asia, because it's global marketing. So I had to keep the other teams, and it's like, I would just be doing Bloons for like all that stuff. Anytime I wasn't in the call.
Which is something that Atrioc's chat was consistently ignorant of throughout the Popathon.
Any reason you don't upgrade towers? Because I have $250! That's why I don't upgrade towers! It's round 9! I don't have any money! Oh, what? Never talk in my chat again, you dumb backstating bitch! Really, this stream don't work this time? It already has worked, you brainless buffoon!
I won't break down the entire thing because the edited video of the Popathon is genuinely at least in the top 50 best YouTube videos of all time and arguably deserves to be archived in the National Film Registry for being culturally, historically, and aesthetically significant.
Honestly true.
But here's just a few snippets for why I'm glazing this video so hard.
In one of my previous streams, there was a guy who kept spamming to get like the balloon chipper. Like 1,000 times. He's like, no, you're fucking dumb. Get the balloon chipper. So finally, I look it up. The balloon chipper's not even in this game. It's BTD 5. It's a different game that he played 14 years ago in fucking middle school.
I will pop balloons and I do not care.
It's crazy to have something you yelled last night, like 8 hours ago, be sampled into a pretty good parody. This is Inception! Bro, it's me looking at my VOD to figure out what to do on 57, where I'm looking at my VOD to figure out what I did last time on 57, yesterday. 83 balloon songs. It's been 24 hours.
That number that Atrioc proclaimed was actually recorded towards the start of the Popathon, and the actual number as of recording this is 204 balloon songs.
Jesus.
Granted, not all of them are studio level quality.
Quincy, my bro.
Oh my god.
But some of them were good, some of them were funny, and a few of them were absolutely fucking goated. With the people that made those few eventually going on to establish the bedrock of the organized music community. However, while this was definitely a significant period of time of anomalous levels of engagement in Atrioc's community, this event isn't even close to the first, nor the craziest in the Atrioc community timeline.
Atrioc's community can broadly be split into a couple eras. There have been landmark events where like the entire tone of the community sort of shifted. In the early days, Atrioc did a thing called Reddit Recap, where he'd go on his subreddit and he'd look through user submitted content and memes.
His community really came from...
I can't believe you got Isto for
That
this.
is the main sort of conduit into how all of this crazy lore got started.
During this era, you start to see some of the earliest notable names in the community start to pop up. People like S3K, so Evan Gao, Psychic, Whodat.
The history of S3K started with Whodat when he made his Reddit video to get unbanned.
It was the first Get Smarter Saturday, and he was looking for smart shit to...
Dude, you do have to give credit to Whodat. I really want to catch up with him. I haven't talked to him in a little bit, and I mean, he's looking like he lost a ton of weight, which is awesome, and I hope he's doing well. I'm gonna call him, because I know he was, he fucking hated Amazon. He was working there, but I wonder if he's
learned something. And I sent him these nuts.
If it isn't a real video, I will ban you. Okay?
These nuts.
And he banned me for it after but I didn't want to be banned because I really liked being in the community. I liked chatting. So I was like, I'm gonna go to Reddit and I'm gonna make a video and get myself unbanned. I pulled out all the stops. I showed him that I was a lurker who was always there for his biggest moments. I called him racist.
I'm one of the only black people who watches your stream.
We don't need, okay, we don't go into the reasons, all right? We don't need to go into the reasons, all right?
It was surprising how receptive he was to it. Like, some rando was now putting himself on his Reddit, begging to be unbanned, and he was laughing. I remember coming out of that first Reddit video that I made, being like, wow, he actually really enjoyed that, and the chat enjoyed that, and it felt good for me. I'm gonna keep doing it. I started off just like trying to make videos that I thought would be a funny bit for him to watch on the Reddit, like Darman parody videos.
And then what followed after that was Psychic, another random viewer, 14 years old, sounded like a 9-year-old.
My name is Psychic, or SYK1K underscore in chat, as shown on screen.
Don't spell it like that. What a stupid tag.
He posted something on the Reddit basically begging Atrioc to play Fall Guys with him. Atrioc just happened to see it and thought that he was like a pro Fall Guys player or something. So he pulled him into the game, and bro had literally never played before.
I haven't played this game. I played like 5 games when the game came out.
The only reason I agreed to do this is because I thought you had 420 crowns.
And the kid he's fucking funny, because you can tell that he's been watching the streams and he knows exactly like what Atrioc will laugh at and the different little inside jokes of the community and shit.
So how much TikToks do you consume daily?
Well, what would you consider a day?
That's 24 hours. 24 hours what I consider a day.
As he was about to get banned, he was in the VC with Atrioc. One of the very last things he said,
am I gonna have to hire Whodat as a mercenary or something to get me unbanned? It seemed to work pretty well for him.
And I kicked him.
And I instantly went to Discord. I was like, yo, if you actually want to do that.
That was when I had a VTuber. I had a ghost VTuber. I didn't even have a camera. I was playing Fall Guys with a VTuber.
And I instantly went to Discord. I was like, yo, if you actually want to do that, let me know and I'll get to work on it. And he was like, hell yeah, let's do it. This is when I became the Atrioc chat lawyer. I had like sunglasses. I walked into the frame and like ripped him off all cool.
Ladies and gentlemen of the chat room, me and my client are prepared to present our case to you. Now.
I fucking love Whodat.
And then I put together a defense for why Psychic should be unbanned. I was talking about how he was a little kid and it was child abuse. I just called him racist again since I was there. It worked. Got him unbanned as well. Got him VIP'd as well.
This is all he did every time was call me racist.
Guilty, but through the glove don't fit, you must have quit legal trickery, he got off.
And then next there was me, another random guy in the community. Just made a random video about how Atrioc should play
Evan Gal's hair back then.
Oh, look at you go. Oh, this is easy. You have to win right now, though.
I don't know if I have to.
You have to.
Every time I hear Psychic talk, it's like fucking flashing back 20 years and seeing myself. It's like I got in a fucking time machine.
I was especially drawn to Atrioc because he worked at NVIDIA and I knew he lived in San Jose, which is where I live. And so it was like kind of a perfect match.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
Now, I've made this video.
Okay, now I'm a little bit worried though, because now you know too much about me. That's where I go to work every day.
When I was recording those backflips in front of NVIDIA, I went by myself, set up a tripod on the side of the road, and did costume changes in a bush and then walked back
Dude,
out.
that's
like go to my
crazy.
phone, click on the thing, do a backflip.
I literally got to give this like the
insane.
platinum content of the year.
So you were naked in a bush in front of my workplace is what you're telling me.
That's insane. I'll play fucking 10 games with Minesweeper. Just don't show up my fucking work in a gorilla suit.
After my initial video with Atrioc, the next step was to go around San Jose and promote Atrioc and try to embarrass him as much as possible with a poster of him.
Shut the fuck up, Evan. Evan, please.
Dude, I'll be real though. I mean, you know, obviously this is funny, but none of this stuff actually bothered me at work because he respectfully distant. But then Atrioc viewers started getting hired as interns at NVIDIA. Like right before I ended up leaving NVIDIA, it was like bleeding over into my NVIDIA life heavy. And like people that were viewers were like going to company Slack chats and like talking about Atrioc things. And they were messaging me on the internal company stuff and being like, what up, Glizzy Hit? Like, and it's like, bro, this is my workplace. I have a team. I'm somebody's boss here. like it was starting to bleed. Like I had to have talks with people.
Stop screaming. I drive down that street.
I went to like a bunch of locations in San Jose. I would go around waving this poster of Atrioc's face and screaming for random passersby to follow him on Twitch. I went to In-N-Out, talking to the person at the register, like, hey, have you heard of Bergsy?
This is like, no!
Yeah, I even went to San Francisco. I remember I did like a backflip in San Francisco.
Hey, San Francisco!
No.
Follow Atrioc.
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up, Evan! Shut up! Stop!
And then also, the kicker of that video was, I don't think anyone else in the community had done this before.
Here's a clip from someone I think you know and love dearly. Let's watch it, shall we?
Dude, it's...
Hey, Brandon, it's Ari.
No.
It's actually, it's still crazy.
He did not record a video for Evan Gao. He shaved Big A in the side of his head.
I like to take credit in shaping his community the way it is, because
That's not
I
a
think
good
this is
thing.
the first time that the community has really like
That's not a
gotten
good
his
thing.
personal life as involved as I have.
Dude, it's so
Evan Gal,
funny.
you got an open invitation to my house.
You really do. Sounds like a joke, but they'll welcome you, Evan Gao. Which is insane. It's insane. All he did was troll me at my workplace.
He's hilarious. So
The reason I made my second video was actually to convince Atrioc to play Sea of Thieves with S3K.
Eventually, we kind of all came together.
That was a great moment.
If we got him to play this video game with us, and then we just kept pushing him and pushing him and pushing him.
Also, I heard you were playing Sea of Thieves with Evan, Huda, and Psychic. That sounds really awesome. Like, I would actually watch that.
Didn't hear that, and you wouldn't watch that stream.
This combination of these really cool community members, arguably being better content than Atrioc could have ever made by himself, we naturally like got together to make the group S3K. And then Nag joined later.
We would not let up. We would just be constantly berating him, pushing his buttons, calling him hot dog fingers. You know, all the things that the Reddit does, but to his face as close as we could. And this was also kind of in that era where people started to make a lot of music.
It all started with the Monkey Ball sea shanty, where people were doing parodies of this running trend at the time where everyone was making sea shanties, and so they replaced the lyrics with stupid monkey ball memes.
Yeah, it
and
was the
he was losing his
GME
mind
sea
playing the
shanty.
game for hours on end.
This whole situation is ridiculous. How did I end up here? I'm an employed adult.
And ever since then, it started this trend of every time he grinded a game, was it Hitman, whether it was Elden Ring, Bloons, Railbound, the
Dude,
community
Railbound
would
songs
just start
underrated.
making music.
But I think that the biggest impact I had on Atrioc's music community was when I made a song called The Story of a Samurai. It was when he started his Elden Ring playthrough. There was like 6,000, 7,000
Truly
people
cinema.
in stream watching him struggle against a boss over and over. And then he listened to it for hours, for like 4 hours. He listened to my song, something like that.
My first step of my toe in the water of the Atrioc community was creating a song called Ballad of a Backseater for the Popathon. I had to work that Saturday of the Popathon, sitting at this booth just thinking about all of the things I was seeing in chat. And there's a really consistent thread here of Atrioc getting really mad at people backseating and trying to tell him to like use banana farms. And so, yeah, just kind of tried to become that person and write a silly parody to Hallelujah. And I'm like, what's my differentiating factor? How do I get seen in this sea of people also posting parodies? I'm Atrioc's only lesbian viewer.
I learned it on a wiki how, so you can stop trying to figure it out.
It wasn't a token pick.
Silly Brandon does.
That was just really funny.
About banana farms. Stupid stream.
That's one of my most like. That's one of the top 5 moments ever of streaming. This song, so funny, but just it hit at the right time. So unexpected. It was bullseye. It was a perfect moment.
So it was just really wild to see him have such a huge reaction. People remembered the Ballad of a Backseater Girl more than I ever imagined. Because I was like, I was also doing a dumb thing. Like, what?
My first thing that I did for the Atrioc community was a song called Here to Pop. I'd been kind of going through a depressive slump for the last 6 months and I hadn't really made any music. And I thought, it'd be kind of fun if I did something really quickly and just put it out there.
This is so fire. God damn, this is fire. I'm putting this on the workout playlist.
In the 7 years that I made music before that, maybe 1,000 people have heard it collectively. And so for one song to have been that big, really spiked the adrenaline, I was gonna say it is kind of messed up. This person pretending to be a lesbian chatter was spamming her music at the same time, and then mine just didn't get heard for 4 hours.
There were conspiracy theorists that said that I was using a voice changer, so you're right, Ask. I am a fraud, you know? I'm just not even a girl, you know?
That's the S3K game, that's the Who Dat Gambit, playing the minority card to guilt Atrioc.
And then there was like kind of sprinkled in between tons of meme songs, like me and a Spectacor's Coffee Cow song.
What a banger.
People were drawing these remarkable
A Spectacor's Coffee Cow song, another banger.
I was like, that's cool. And I remember wanting to do that with music. And so with like as much seriousness as I could approach the situation, I like made it as good of a song as I could. It is kind of ridiculous actually how well that song's done.
Make me a coffee cow. I don't care what you have to do. Give me 4 stomach so.
I mean, it is great. This is how Pay the Musician comes into my life, and now we are good friends. Like it's crazy. I went to a Christmas party with Pay, and we play basketball all the time, and we're gonna go. He's gonna see Marty Supreme with me. He's one of our group. That's wild. That's wild to me.
I can handle all this brew.
I remember being approached at one point and being like, I have no clue who Atrioc is. I don't know what a coffee cow is, but this song bangs.
And a person by the name of Austinary decided it would be cool if they collected all the people and made one song. And then eventually we're like, there's 25 of us here. It's crazy to put that many people in a song. Why don't we just do like a 4-song EP? And that became One Last Hit, which came out that October. One Last Hit took 3 months. We were like iterating on songs, we were like actually producing, we were like writing and rewriting, and we hired professional voice actors like from Hitman and Elden Ring and the Quincy voice actor.
It was unreal.
Just completely different to anything the community has ever done.
Your current target is the coffee cow, but you'll
Dude,
need
it's so
help.
unreal.
I've sent you the list of recruits.
No, please don't get the voice of Diana to call me Coffee Cow. I want to meet her.
And you must be Atrioc.
Oh no!
Atrioc?
No shot!
Getting the actual
You
Quincy
got the
voice.
Quincy voice actor?
One Last Hit was the first time that someone went in with the intention of let's make an album together. And the quality of the songs really mattered beyond just the like shock value of having 800 songs.
That community aspect of working together and collaborating was really, really exciting. I loved that energy and got kind of addicted to like the creative process, collaborating with other people.
And I think those were like the early stages.
They all became friends.
The old head era, transitioning into like the new head era, which was like the ACLU.
I was watching stream one day and noticed that there was
They all
this gap
became
where he
friends.
would walk away to get a snack or a drink or do coke. So I was like, okay, I'll make an ad break song about how it's this weird dynamic of giving a streamer money so that you don't have to watch ads and getting a reward for not watching an ad. And that was something that he played pretty much every stream when he would take a break. And somebody mentioned like, oh, it'd be kind of crazy to replace that and like trick him into playing a message.
So at the time, Atrioc was covering the unions, the strikes. And so he was kind of explaining why unions are great because, like, you know, people's voices can be heard. And so Drop Spindle had this idea to be like, it would be really cool if chat unionized against a streamer.
Same shirt, Pepe laugh.
Hey chat, this is Drop Spindle. I wanted to interrupt this ad break to talk to you all about something important. We started noticing a lot of behaviors that seemed to indicate that Atrioc wasn't interested in hanging out with us, his collection of thousands of close personal best friends.
Oh, what
He'd
gave it
go on
away?
double dates all the time and cancel stream unexpectedly, and we had expected to do something with our Friday night. And he just took that out from under us with no notice.
Oh, what an asshole,
to,
YTA.
you know, hang out with his wife or do work, and it just wasn't acceptable. I propose that we vote to form the Atrioc Chat Labor Union, and if necessary, go on strike to make our voices heard. When one chatter moves alone, they look fucking dumb. But when the Atrioc Chat Labor Union all move together, we will
Still
get
dumb.
shit
No, still dumb.
Still dumb.
They put him in a really hard place to like not listen to this because then he would be anti-union when he's pro-union, but then he has to deal with the union now, which happens to be his stream.
We got somebody to make a logo, because why not? We've got 20 people
have
here that all
me.
have different
You didn't
skills. Like, there's a web dev there. I'll make a website.
It's not
Oh,
a
let's
real
make a Discord.
union.
Sure, we'll make a Discord server. Have people join it. Who cares?
I
And
wasn't like
7,000
trapped by
people
the.
joined that Discord server, and then there's just chaos ensued.
Even though this labor union is absolutely a terrible idea, I'm down to do a labor negotiation video as part of the promotion for the Big A Awards.
He kind of came back and played into it, and we're like, okay, well, shit, we're not going to let him win and we have the last word in this interaction. Like, we're going to take this farther than he thinks we can. And I have a background in student government from when I was in college. I was fascinated by the idea of doing this really elaborate election process, and we're debating, having way too serious conversations and voice calls for hours about, like, how do we break out the regions of the community? Because we don't want to have people feel underrepresented, and it needs to be an equally representative union structure. So we're going to do regions. It was a whirlwind couple days where I was not doing any of my actual job and just like being like, okay, this is who I am now. I am the interim president of this union, because I didn't want to assign myself the actual president, because
This is before ChatGPT. They wrote all this. That's the craziest thing. They wrote all this.
that's not democratic. I wanted to facilitate a healthy community, which is crazy when I'm allowing a bunch of Discord users to join a union and run for elections. We have these elections that we have to do in 2 days. The winners come out. I've never talked to half of them. And then we have a meeting the morning of the negotiation stream, coming up with our demands for the stream. And just this crazy 48, 72 hours of like getting really in the weeds in this stupid joke.
The chat cannot create and hold me to a schedule. Nobody has ever done that in the history of Twitch.
True.
My first interaction with
True.
Atrioc was
I was
actually
right.
while I was in my boxers on the
I was
floor
right.
of my living room, and then I see Atrioc go live on my phone, and I had never like really tuned into a Twitch chat before. I hit him with an emote, Atrioc7. Atrioc then said,
JPEX music. JPEX, what's your music? Link me right now.
and here I am. It's like, oh shit. And so I just leapt up from the carpet. I was running to my room in my boxers, and I was trying to like type it in, and then I still have the phone in my hand, and he says, too late.
I literally found you. Your marketing worked. Let's see. Okay. Okay. JPEX, you want to make me an outro song? I'll pay for it. Yes, will do. That's how deals are done.
He still hasn't paid me, by the way. I gave Quack the invoice like years ago because my music had been kind of advertised in front of his community, it caught the attention of some of the prominent music people.
When we had the union bit and mainstream all set up, we kind of were left this community
We'll get to the bottom of that.
Of 4,000 people.
This is
People started
exposure right
kind
here.
of talking about, let's make a protest album for
It's
the
net
union. Why not?
600.
Like we did it with One Last Hit, let's do it again.
And that album became Down with the Atriarchy. It was a protest album against Atrioc.
Unreal
and his
album.
like tyrannical rule of never streaming on time and playing with our emotions by skipping streams.
Oh, sorry. What is this album art? I didn't actually.
I think my favorite
the
overall
Saddam
album,
statue getting
bar for
torn
bar,
down
pound
with
for
my
pound.
face on it. I've delayed the fucking Ponzi scheme iceberg. It does not make me Saddam Hussein.
The Atriarchy was 32 songs and there was a B-side. It was just such a huge scope increase in what we'd done compared to One Last Hit.
Could I have imagined when I did my first ad review 2 years ago that later I'd be listening to an album where someone had the lyric,
I was fucking with the shawty, yeah, I blew her back out. It was time for marketing Monday, so I threw her ass out.
I did not expect that as a marketing manager in a video when I started talking about marketing on Mondays, that would exist in my life.
Ideas for that album were organized in the ACLU forums on Discord. Basically, it ends up being a Craigslist of like, hey, I need a producer for this, I need a lyricist for this, I need a writer for this, I need a singer for this.
It was shocking.
This is a well-done
The
documentary.
morning when we were finishing it, going through everything, and I was like, wait, what?
El gringo comprende el mundo, a sensei, assemble the symbols under peso, a package, a Peter, one system, the privilege, your project depends on the plunder, your pockets, Ozempic, I'm packed with a penny, my kicks, my streamer, my seller, my dealer, my pundit, general shit, that bitch redundant.
There's something here, like,
God
this community is so
damn.
talented and somehow made this like fun, cohesive
forgot those
album
bars.
of content.
By the way, you know, I was traveling for work. So I was in New York in a hotel mastering and doing like the final tracks that I was responsible for and just like having a blast like till 5 a.m.
We had got a lot of outpouring support from the community and from Atrioc himself and people who really wanted to like keep making music. Immediately after we made the holiday album, Very Cranky Crongemas was a project that was inspired by a very niche bit that Atrioc ran like 2 or 3 years prior.
I like
where
said it one
he
time.
kept calling Christmas Crongemas and it just became like a habit.
It's actually Cranky Crongemas.
We kind of dug into those archives and we thought, oh, that's a
From
fun.
that video where I played chess with the Lemonade Stands, Ari to this day still says I'm blurping. Like if I ever burp, she goes, "You're blurping." It's like I just said it one time in a video. It's the YouTube problem. Dude. Once in a video, it's like part of your life forever. It's like a catchphrase of mine. I just said I'm blurping one time in my life.
Funny name, let's make a whole album around Cranky Crongemas. While we were making these 3 albums, we actually had 2 people by the name of Beautiful Panda and Badger. They came together and they decided that they really liked making emo music together.
We were trying to figure out how to present an emo album to Atrioc, and we found the perfect moment.
Today, Otto has created me a tool that should completely change the course of human history.
Because Atrioc was tired of Coffee Cow, he was tired of Glizzy Hands, he was tired of the memes. And so he told us that he was gonna kill all the memes.
Suddenly it made sense. We were revolting against Atrioc killing all these memes. And so later Mr. Ewing became yet again another protest album lamenting the death of all these memes.
The emotion. It's one more time. Listen to how he says hurts. I really feel like I hurt him.
That wrapped and finished like end of April, right? We like high-fived everybody and we're like, okay, so what's next? Oh, fuck, Paper Mario Day on May 22nd is next. Dude, we got to make another album. And we just finished an album. Who gives a shit? We got to make another
They
one
were on a
in
run.
21 days.
It was a generational
year,
run.
May 22nd would have been the 4th year that he was playing Paper Mario, and he had yet to beat the game.
Wait, no! No!
And so Frogman, another member for our community, decided it would be fun to make one song for Paper Mario Day. But like everything in this community, it wasn't one song.
No, they never do one
It ended
song.
up being a 40-minute album, with some songs being 15 minutes long. I won't say who produced them, but it was me.
Who came up with it? Who came up with Hallelujah?
That should be where
In the
it
Mario
ended
outfit?
if we had any shame. But while all of this was going on, we wanted to meet up in person. We thought it'd be cool if we went to TwitchCon that year because TwitchCon had sent us an invitation to perform. We looked into TwitchCon. TwitchCon said you could only have 5 people on stage. If like fans wanted to come, it was like
Nah,
$200
fuck it, go
a ticket.
big.
We said that's not good. But the idea of a live show started building in our heads.
And then, so we started just like kind of looking at venues around TwitchCon. And then we just started kind of like putting a storyboard of stuff together. And we found out that, hey, we can actually do this. I'm uniquely positioned to pull off a live show based on all of my experience.
Yeah.
We floated the idea to Atrioc and he said, yeah, that's a good idea. And then I pull favors. Like, you know, living in LA for almost 20 years now, I have lots of connections with sound engineers.
does.
I have like 5 guitars like right now that everyone used to play. And so I just got a team together. Like I assembled the Avengers and we made it happen.
My role was to be anxious. And the main thing I did was be very worried we weren't going to have enough bathrooms or enough toilet paper. And I think I did succeed in making sure that we had toilet paper at the event. So
Honestly, a lot of the onus was on JPEX on the music side and Nate on the organizational side. We were blessed that we had so many people that were willing to help, even beyond, you know, me, JPEX, Nate, Drop Spindle. A lot of people had hands in this
Very
live
fun
show.
event.
And
Very
it's really
fun
hard
event.
to say, like, what this
Really good
individual
memory.
person contributed.
From a music directing standpoint, I was responsible for
We
creating
be
port
shitting.
charts, creating the demo tracks, always making sure that people knew what they were playing and what they needed to sound like when it came time to the rehearsal. I also worked with a production manager to kind of help like put some things together, but I basically did the entire like cue sheet, which is like a minute by minute timeline of who would go up on stage, who would leave stage. I had 2 microphones. There was one microphone that I could switch on and off that would be heard by everybody. And then I had another microphone where I would just talk just to the band and the singers. My computer was the master control for all
Yeah,
of our
JPEX ran that
tracks,
shit.
and it also controlled what was happening on the video side of things too.
And you were doing all that while you were playing keys?
Yeah, that's a typical thing that a music director does. A lot of multitasking, kind of even during the show.
Yeah, he's the
I'm
guy.
switching guitars.
Nothing could happen without
that's
him.
kind of the gig. They're the ones that keep the band together without the audience knowing that that's how it's happening.
From my perspective, he was like a very sobering force in kind of a community made up of, like, generally speaking, young people who were doing their best, but had less experience professionally.
I'm the oldest person I know in the community. I don't think there's anyone older than me. I'm older than Atrioc.
Maybe on a linear scale though. Like Atrioc ages like that one SpongeBob episode where Patrick's trying to solve a puzzle and like his age accelerates at like 30 years a second.
Normally for an event like this, you would have multiple rehearsals. We only had 1 day to rehearse. Griever from Finland came down. Asta Soitila from Germany came down. Like everybody from
The
everywhere.
God Gamer
like, we had
himself?
15 hours of rehearsal on Thursday, and then we did the show on Friday. And then Atrioc had no idea that we would execute on this quality. Like he had meetings and stuff, and we showed him our plans and our layouts and all those
I had
things.
no idea.
Like he was just not registering that this was going to be such a high quality production. And you know, we didn't let him get away with anything too. Like he had to play balloons.
Atrioc, if you want to step down here.
Okay. No, I don't. It's balloons. I don't remember how to do. Don't backseat me. I swear to God. This is my literal hell. This is my nightmare. What do you think I should do, huh? What should I build? Oh, how about a stupid ass frost monkey? Oh, good idea. It didn't work.
That's fucking hilarious that we made him play a game and then play the songs live, to have the live show begin with the Down with the Atriarchy and then end with Ballad of a Backseater by Drop Spindle. I think
Very
it
good
was really
moment.
well thought out, really well poetic, and everyone showed up, everyone practiced, everyone
Cinema
rehearsed,
indeed.
and Atrioc was kept deliciously in the dark.
I truly feel like the best way to talk about the evolution of the community really is the butterfly effect. Him just clicking the link to that stupid D's Nuts video is what started all of this.
I'm not sure there had ever
He's taking
been
full credit?
a live concert for fan-made music in a specific niche community that had an audience of thousands of people online and like over 100 people in the venue. The difficulty of the challenge they set out to do versus what I did is like drastically different. What I was doing was like sitting in a room recording a song in a couple of days about a samurai.
He played
you know,
live though. He
or
did that
a coffee
live.
cow.
He was part of the show.
And despite what it may seem, that retelling of events is actually an extremely abridged version of.
I just want to be clear here. Paid the Musician got a girlfriend from meeting her at performing Coffee Cow live at the Atrioc live show. People don't know that any way is possible. This is a true story.
The timeline, and there are several other songs and crazy community events that would further quintuple the length of this video. But how is all of this community art even able to come together in the first place? Why would so many incredibly talented people put so much effort into making so many songs and artworks for someone who is essentially a stranger to them? Despite the fact that Atrioc's flabbergasted reactions were definitely a factor, the answer to that question has just as much to do with the endeavors of being an artist and the emotions that come with it.
It's a very vulnerable process to release music because criticism feels so heavy because it's such like a heartfelt project. It feels like people are criticizing you, not just like your ability or what you put together. I know a lot of musicians that struggle to put together a project, and what's really interesting is how many of those musicians were capable to create so many songs and so many projects for Atrioc, because there's that thinly veiled sarcasm that kind of creates a little bit of a barrier of like, okay, I understand that we're talking about coffee cows or glizzy fingers.
That's pretty wise.
But I'm also going to try to make something good and interesting.
And even if it's not highly executed, if it's funny, it also benefits from the irony of that. That really helped the performers for the live show, like not take it so seriously. Even if it was like the best performance ever, it's still about glizzy hands, you know?
Something I love about Atrioc is he makes the bad songs fun because who cares if they're bad? They're fun and interesting and engaging, but he also appreciates the good songs and he appreciates everything in between.
Why is a man this talented making a song about the coffee cow?
There was no reason he needed to be laughing at me sending him a D's Nuts video. That's not that fucking funny. At that point, it had already been like 5 years too late to be sending D's Nuts jokes, but he's still laughing and making a good goof out of it. That type of stuff is infectious.
I think he has fostered a community that encourages people.
That's nice of you to say.
And I think that's hard to come by. I think that's hard to
I just
find
thought it was
someone
really
that's
funny.
Encouraging.
You know, I've always wanted to be an artist. I've always written music, but I was a musician who was just kind of stuck in my own head. You know, I had this feeling that music was supposed to mean something and that it had to have a certain level of quality.
I always was fascinated by music and people that make music and write music, but it felt like this thing that it was just so unapproachable for me or unattainable. And it took kind of the complete lack of seriousness of the Atrioc community to break that barrier down.
During the Pop-a-thon, when I could just release a song and instantly get 1,000 people listening to me, that mental barrier sort of started breaking.
So it really unlocked music from this thing that was very serious and stuffy to me to a fully creative outlet.
We made 8 hours of content in 2024. That's not including Down with the Atriarchy in 2023 and all that stuff.
That's so
if you
insane.
include One Last Hit and the Pop-a-thon album and like all that other stuff, it's probably like 15 hours of free music. All tangentially orbiting this one streamer who doesn't have a musical bone in his body.
Well,
everyone watches Atrioc for a different reason.
I have potential.
We watch him for inspiration.
You guys
to,
talk
like,
about
figure
me
out
like
what the
I could
next
never
community project could
I
be.
could never do
the next thing
music.
to make fun of him. And we use it as our catalyst to come together as friends.
Like I could be really good at it maybe if you guys believed in me.
A lot of people.
It's kind of ironic that this whole talk is about how I sort of gave you the opportunity to believe in yourself and make music. And yet if I were to think about making music, it's like, stop the cap, old man. You have not a single musical bone in your body. Don't even fucking try. Don't even begin.
Also lean on this community because it's easy to feel very isolated and unsure and discouraged. So having something that you could engage in that like developed skills that you were passionate about, gave you some sort of communal fulfillment, allowed you to connect with others in meaningful, significant ways.
It's a beautiful experience to be able to not only create things that you're proud of, but to do it with people that you're excited to kind of be
Great
around.
group.
I think there's a lot of creative freedom to just like put something out there because the subject matter is so low stakes that it doesn't really reflect your core essence as an artist when you're kind of creating stuff for him. It can, but it's not the primary communication vessel. And so people have a tendency to be very proud of the work that they're doing because they've released it finally. The fact that we have the ability to create without the worry or the fear of being judged harshly is a really good tool, because once we start going into our own personal endeavors, then we're actually a better kind of creative
You got some
that can
experience or
actually
whatever. That's
kind of
cool.
execute on that stuff.
While what JPEG said at the end was very interesting and insightful, I actually feel inclined to disagree with him. Because as Pei said before, that fear of rejection and vulnerability that would normally cause an artist to obscure their individuality is almost completely extinguished by the ridiculousness of the subject matter. So therefore, artists feel more comfortable of showing their unique artistic expression rather than filtering it for a public audience. However, there is still one very, very simple reason that ties everything together and how Atrioc was able to cultivate such a community, and why this level of depth doesn't seem to exist anywhere else on YouTube or Twitch.
I planned it all.
As frustratingly boring and unsatisfying as it is, none of this would be able to come together without an obscene amount of luck and the alignment of destinies to get to this point. There could be 1,000 other people with the exact same mannerisms as Atrioc who are degenerately playing League of Legends every day at ASU before locking in and getting a marketing job at Twitch and Nvidia before becoming a full-time streamer, and none of them would be able to bear the same fruit that Brandon GH Ewing has bore. There are probably so many alternate dystopian timelines where Spoontrioc or Glizzy Hands or Coffee Cow don't exist, but luckily, we live in the one that does have them. And these people—
Yeah, we're in a great timeline right now. I would hate to live in a dystopia.
People's lives and so many others have been genuinely changed for the better because of it.
You think about that? He's like probably a Ludwig viewer that came over to my chat and made a D's nut stroke one time and got banned. If I had timed him out or ignored it, his entire life would be different. You understand? There are so many people telling me
that's true and so crazy, because he moved. He moved because of S3K. He made different friends because of S3K. Isn't that insane? Like, if I had
how the community hit at the right time in their life for them to do more than they thought they ever would.
It is so crazy that one chat message, one emote on one stream has launched me into this timeline where I'm making music and doing a live show and making all these friends with people that started from Discord. Had I been 3 seconds too early or 3 seconds too late from that message, if he'd been drinking water, if he yep-coked in the other room, he would have missed it. And I would not, I would not be in this specific timeline. I wish I lived in a timeline where I didn't sell my crypto. But, this is a good one too.
When I made the second video for him, when I was going around San Jose, I got kicked out of my family's house. I also got diagnosed with depression. Like, just doing the most basic things takes like so much more energy than it ever should. But even despite that all, content creation, making these kinds of videos, trying to elicit a reaction from other people is like the thing that I'm absolutely in love with. I thought I was passionate about like marching band or like computer science or whatever. But it wasn't until I started making these videos for Atrioc that I discovered like, wow, this is actually so fun. This is something that I love doing and didn't stop love doing. I've made so many close connections that have kept me grounded throughout these years. All these special memories that I've made and all these connections I've made, like, I really got to thank it to Atrioc and his community.
When I first got involved with the Atrioc community, I was working a government job over in Europe. I was sort of isolated. The biggest impact has just been to my social life, which is strange to say that, like, oh, I made friends with these people online. But ever since then, we've met up in person multiple times, we have like deep conversations about our life, and we've been there through moments for each other.
The best part for me has been the fact that I've made genuine friends. To have this group of people that are so on board for whatever I've done and so supportive has been incredibly validating and huge for my self-confidence, and something that I didn't realize I'd been missing for so long. Getting a license to be silly and have people be excited to be silly with you has definitely been the thing that's kept me engaged in any part of the community. Also, I will recommend to chat, if you're planning on making a chat labor union, don't work on it at work. It might look suspicious to your IT people.
I was a kid who didn't have that many friends growing up, who didn't constantly have like positive validation in this way very often. So to now have this, it made me feel like I was doing something that was fucking worthwhile, I guess, you know? I never initially planned on living in Texas at all. And like my roommates now, who are my best friends, are people that I somehow, some way met through this community. And like my little parasocial, it felt good to be able to interact with people in this way and have something like that. I don't know.
There's this like theoretical question that sometimes people ask, which is like, if you could go back to any point in your life with like your current understanding of the world, how far back would you go? For me, the answer's always been like, I don't think I'd go back. Like, I'm really happy with the way my life currently is, and I'd be so afraid of messing it up. I think the way being part of Atrioc's community has influenced me is kind of impossible to separate from who I am today. And I think I wouldn't change it for anything. I'm so melodramatic.
Ooh.
The way I talk about this.
And as it would seem, luck is also one of the biggest reasons why I'm even making this video in the first place. When I first discovered Atrioc, it was at a time in my life where I was so checked out of politics and anything adjacent because of how polarizing it was. It just seemed like people on both the left and the right, despite having wildly different opinions, seemed to be so confident that they're right and place so much of their well-being on that righteousness that it became so overwhelming to actually try and earnestly process all of this information without getting radicalized. So at some point, I just realized the absurdity of all of it and just stopped trying. I think overall, my mental health has been so much better off for it compared to before, but I also had a little bit of guilt in the back of my mind as I knew that all of this was still important to follow. That's when I actually had the urge to go past rewatching Bros vs. Pros and actually visit Atrioc's YouTube channel. And for some reason, even though—
I think what he's saying is really cool and I actually want to watch it, but I do remember when I did the knife fight with Tarek and I tried to cheat and I pulled out a gun and he still killed me. If you haven't seen that clip, it's kind of an all-timer. I totally forgot about that. That is a banger.
He was talking about news and current events that would otherwise make me dissociate. Something about him just seemed so different. In order to better understand Atrioc's appeal, I'd like to categorize news commentators on the internet into two types, informative and comforting. Okay. And I'll use these two streamers as examples since they both seem to be equally controversial, and I'm sure that there will be no angry comments about me mentioning these two. Regardless of what you think of Asmongold, the fact of the matter is that there are a lot of people that find his content easy and comforting to consume. Yeah. In all honesty, if you've never listened to any of Asmongold's opinions and have only seen him through random funny clips, you would think he's just another chill and entertaining streamer.
I mean, I gotta admit it, dude. If you guys don't know, every morning I go to Asmongold's channel and I write down the talking points and I repeat them at the end of the day. I feel like I have to admit it. That's what I do at the end of the day. And that's how
Even though the gap in knowledge between Asmongold and literally any other political commentator is comparable to the difficulty gap between Stereo Madness and Tidal Wave, people gravitate towards him because it's comforting to watch what seems like a relatively normal dude reacting to all of this news like any normal dude would. But that comfort is also what makes it significantly easier to adopt such flawed and hateful rhetoric. As for Hassan, he seems like someone who's actually knowledgeable in a lot of areas of politics, but at the same time, also seems to have a lot of trouble maintaining a good vibe around himself and his community with all of the controversies he keeps finding himself in. To the point where his negativity bleeds outside of his niche and people are just off-put by his name. Both Atrioc, he somehow manages to be both seemingly very knowledgeable and well-researched and comforting to watch and learn with. In an environment where it seems like both sides are trying to paint the other as subordinates of the Demon King, it's so refreshing to see someone who actually tries to be a little more pragmatic and not trying to polarize people or serve self-gratifying slop to an echo chamber audience.
At the same time, I made a big claim in my video that these policies have pushed people towards the far right. Again, I don't know how I could have been clear, but I'll be very clear right now. F the AFD. The AFD is a terrible party that will lead Germany to ruin. But the reason they exist, people like to bring like, oh, it just happens to us. This just happens out of nowhere. No, it is the result of people's lives getting worse. Stupid policies, short-sighted effort, corrupt politicians, all of this combines to make people's lives worse, and then they are pushed to the far right. If you can't acknowledge your mistakes, if we can't get competent, scientific, realistic leaders, then you're gonna get these problems.
Atrioc is one of the first news commentators I have found that emphasizes economic issues with this platform, while not only making it easier to stomach, but actually being super entertaining and enjoyable to watch, to the point where I'm watching a Federal Reserve press conference just because Atrioc is reacting to it.
I'm
Even when
unironically proud of this.
Atrioc does talk about depressing news or something that's otherwise negative, there's also always some level of visceral optimism or lighthearted absurdity that follows that makes it so much easier to listen to.
So, I mean, I think the economy is you know, it's moving along. Economic growth is going to be 1.5 and 1.5%.
Dude, he's depressed. I've
Same
never
shirt,
heard him
same
say
laugh.
the economy is it's moving along. Dude, he always says it's strong, it's thriving, it's, you know, it's, I think the economy
Dude, that is so crazy. You
very
said
healthy.
that. He did
Listen,
a
we've
big
been
pause.
saying this on the stream for a very long time, but it's almost sad when Jerome Powell finally admits it, because it makes me realize that, like, it was kind of nice when he still denied it. You know? It's moving along is what you say, like, it's like when someone asks you how you're doing, and you're like, I'm doing, you know, how's it going? It's going. It's like, oh, you want to kill yourself.
His attitude is less about trying to blame a group of people for making livelihoods worse, and is more like, hey, I know this shit sucks, we're in for some hard times, but we can get through this. Moreover, in almost all of the political discussions that I've either had or heard, there doesn't really seem to be some sort of endgame or purpose for it, beyond just the people trying to prove themselves right, or beat some sort of ideals into the listener's head, and ultimately nobody changes their mind. But with Atrioc, he actually seems to care more about learning and understanding for both himself and his audience. Even though I have never cared about almost anything that Atrioc has talked about beforehand, he explains it in such a simple and absurdly funny way that makes it so easy and inviting and fun to listen to him about these otherwise complicated topics.
I want to give a theory as to why China has been having these problems extra bad lately. Xi Jinping is scaring the hoes.
That's a banger.
I don't think his opinions are
That's
infallible,
a banger.
but just this whole vibe,
That's
as well
a
as the amount of
banger.
care and research that goes into his presentations and
I was onto
theses,
something.
just make me more inclined to trust him compared to others. All of that combined with glizzy hands and all of the community jokes and activity make for genuinely one of my favorite content creators ever. As for the community,
That's very nice
as someone
of you.
who has seen the worst parts of the Minecraft community, it is so refreshing to see that extreme parasocial relationships can actually result in something good rather than just toxic emotions and obsession. I think
There was
it
some of
also
that
has
too.
to do with the fact that Atrioc's community has more sensible adults and is just overall more mature. And the fact that there wasn't a large presence of hormonal, neurodivergent, and socially isolated 14-year-olds with
It's only because I'm smaller. That's they're not more mature. It's because I'm a smaller streamer. If I had, 20K people or whatever, it would have been horrendous. You can keep it somewhat manageable.
monitored access to the internet,
4K.
but
2 to
it's
4.
still so relieving that this community completely contradicts that negative stigma of parasocial relationships being obsessive and toxic.
Part of the charm of the absurdity is the added absurdity of who we are in real life. I work as a network engineer. People have 9-to-5 jobs. We had rocket scientists, people doing real life
I feel like
things.
most of you are
and then
rocket
we all
scientists.
come together
I had
after
to
work,
guess.
and we're like, yep, Coke, or glizzy hands, or bald, and like the contrast of smart, accomplished people with just the absurdity of doubling down on these really, really dumb bits, but then also taking those dumb bits and making really, really high effort content is just so many layers of irony that I love.
The fact that all of the lore I just went over stems from an economic streamer whose only above average qualities are the size of his fingers and his tenacity in playing games he's terrible at is both equally absurd and beautiful. Even though the people that I have interviewed have already moved on from their era to do their own thing, and the subreddit is a shell of its former glory, the marks that they've left on Atrioc, me, and the rest of the community are beyond anything anyone could have ever imagined. At least for me, I look at all the stupid memes and ridiculously well-produced songs and know from the bottom of my heart and soul that whatever this is simply the best.
Atrioc 7.
Also, Atrioc, we need Paper Mario for 2025. We need
If you got an Atrioc 7, drop it.
Badly. Also, if you made it this far, make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below if you enjoyed the video.
Thank you, Chunky Nosher, for that incredible video. That was really, really well done, actually. You did a really, really good job on that video. I'm surprised you got so many guests. And that was a fun trip down memory lane for me. Always have I mean, I've said this in a couple situations. We had the live show recently. But just, I feel very lucky that this community happened when it did. And it was cool. They got something out of it, too. Atrioc 7, guys, that's the end of my stream tonight. I actually went a little bit later than I planned to. What a wild couple of things we covered today. Big Sevens, much love. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm going on the Stand show tomorrow, so I got to figure out how I'm going to do stuff around that. But Stan's does a 1v1 interview show. I don't even know what he's going to ask me, but I'm going to do the Stand show tomorrow, so we'll see. Guys, much love. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the subs during the stream. I appreciate that. And tomorrow. Wait, is tomorrow Friday? Okay, so tomorrow at 7 p.m. we have a game show with the community called Risk Averse, where 4 community members are competing against me in like a business trivia. That's tomorrow night. So I'm doing Stand show during the day and then a Risk Averse at night. Okay, bye. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you.